Welcome to the Human Bacon Podcast. I'm with my boys over here. We got our first guest on today.
Finally.
Holy shit. 16 episodes in, we got our first guest.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
That's pretty good.
Yep, number 16.
All right, our man Luke Davey. How you doing?
Yes. Hello,
Incredible
Luke.
boys. Very excited to be here.
We're very excited to have you here today.
Yeah,
it's a magical experience.
We've definitely talked about you a few times because helping us out with the technical stuff at first that we couldn't even
Yeah, we were calling
damn.
you our Jamie.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
who you
man.
are.
Yeah, I noticed that the properties of the file were like off or something. They were missing the details, but after that, it was all set. I
Yeah.
am the young Jamie of this generation,
Yes.
essentially.
Younger Jamie.
How
Beautiful.
old is he?
Jamie?
He's probably,
think
he's probably
I-
in his 30s now.
Yeah,
I bet,
I think he's like 35. He's
Dude,
getting
yep.
up there.
Rogan's like 55 at least. He's going to be somewhere around that.
Yeah,
I
but he's
wonder-
on all the longevity drugs that are available, so...
He's going to live forever.
They do their drugs together. They do.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Whenever
gonna
Joe
be
Rogan talks about it, he's like, yeah, we do this shit together all the time. Fucking got IVs going in the background of the podcast. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm getting
I
juiced up, man.
I have no idea what he's on, but
It's crazy.
I know he's on HGH. He like
he's definitely...
openly admits it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty admirable.
HDH?
Yeah.
What is that?
Human growth hormone?
Human growth. Who Jamie is?
No,
No, Rogan.
Joe. Yeah.
Well, I
Rogan,
mean,
that's-
yeah, he's only 5'6". He's gotta try to get up there,
He's got a
right?
lot of muscle.
He's
just a
fucking
big-
yoked.
Oh, I wouldn't say that in the same room with him. He'd fuck me up.
He's a meatball.
Oh, yeah, he's
His
a big...
kicks sound like gunshots.
Right, that video, did you ever see that video with him kicking like the bag and it tells you like how hard you kick? It's like that punching thing at like an arcade or something.
Yeah.
And he's doing it harder than like the guys in the UFC. It's like he's so low to the ground though. That's why he's got all that power.
He's the king of the straight kick, yeah.
Dude, like, he teaches people in the UFC how to kick.
Yeah, he did it with what's his name, St. Pierre or whatever.
St. Pierre, yeah, I saw that. St. Pierre was like doing all awkwardly. You're like, this dude was like a world champion.
Yeah.
And we got Joe Rogan teaching him how to
Joe
kick.
Rogan.
Fucking the Fear Factor guy.
I've
Jesus.
seen, like, I saw a fight of him when he was in his young 20s, when he was doing Taekwondo. Or no, it was kickboxing. And he hit this kid so hard. It was a straight kick, like Nick was saying, with the bag. But this kid flew like 3 feet. And then Joe just turned around and walked back to his corner like it was no big deal when he was like 20.
Oh yeah, he's a monster.
You know?
Even back then he was.
So he likes to say that he wasn't in a lot of fights, but in terms of like competitive fights, he was the king of that
Oh,
shit.
he's a fucking bad man.
Yeah.
I wonder what would happen if he actually went into the UFC or any type of mixed martial arts. Like I wonder if he would have been.
I mean,
A
he's got
beast.
the Mike Tyson like of kicks, like
Yeah.
compared to punches. So
Yeah,
he
I
land
feel
one
like
good shot.
he kind of knew that he had more to offer, though. You know, it's kind of like
Yeah.
there's a comedian named Brendan Schaub who's in the UFC
Yeah,
who has
I
like
know.
30 fights or something under his belt, and he was really good. He's like 6'4",
Yeah.
massive, but he knew, you know, he's kind of a smarter guy, and he liked comedy, so he got into that scene rather than, you know, going the CTE route.
Yeah, brain damage. That shit ain't fun.
Yeah, so
He's not bad at stand up either. I mean, he's new, but I've seen some of his stand up. He's not too bad.
yeah, him coinciding with Brian Callen.
Yeah, that was
They're good. Like The Fighter and the Kid.
Fighter and the
that's a really
Kid.
good
That's a good,
podcast.
yeah.
The King and the Sting. That's with Theo Vaughn. Brendan does that with Theo. Theo's wicked funny.
Oh man,
Yeah, he's from
I fucking love Theo
ridiculous.
Vaughn.
he's from Louisiana, and he's one of the funniest guys I've come across. He's one of those comedians where once you discover him, you start watching compilations.
Like it's funny with Theo though because like he doesn't have a persona on and off the stage. He's the same person.
Yeah.
It's not like he's doing a routine. It's like he is him on and off
Oh,
the stage
definitely.
no matter what. Because like, you could watch his whole podcast and like there's no difference between him just being Theo and being like comedic Theo.
You sent me
know?
that YouTube short of him with the Postmate guy getting his food.
That was
And he tells just like this
that's one
funny
of the
story
best
about getting
videos.
food in the rain. And it's like a 30, 45 second video, but it's fucking hilarious. And it's just a story about him getting his food.
Yeah, and it's like it's just like a notebook scene between him and like the
Yeah.
food delivery guy, and he's just in love, and it's catastrophe, and the rain's coming down, and he's just
He's
a
happy.
romantic.
He's a
Theo
romantic.
Vaughn is just a romantic.
Dude, he's got a solo podcast. You guys watched this past weekend?
No.
Dude, it's funny because sometimes he's just going on, and it's hilarious, but sometimes he doesn't have anything to say, and he just as the words come out of his mouth, it's like molasses. It's real smooth, but he doesn't know where the sentence is going. So it's kind of like each time that he begins the sentence, it's like a mystery of where it's gonna go.
Yeah. You can never tell.
Yeah, it's pretty funny with that guy. He's a wild card.
I heard him one time say he's not the brightest bowl in the bowl drawer. And I use that now. Like when
Yeah, and he stumbled through it too.
yeah, and he's like, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah,
he just said it. He's like,
exactly.
brightest bowl in the bowl drawer. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, he knows what he's doing,
Oh, yeah.
but he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why it's so good.
Yeah.
We're going to see Rogan less than 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You better have that day off, motherfucker.
Wow, immediate sense of euphoria.
It's
It's gonna be incredible.
We're going.
Friday after next, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Friday after next.
Friday
What
after
time is
next.
that?
It's like 8.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Friday at 8. Though we have to now either prove vaccinated or a negative test.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you have to bring your vaccination card or bring a negative test
I'm not
result.
vaccinated, so.
I'm in progress right now. I got the first one. Had to for school. Sucked. But it is what it is. Dude, this is hilarious. I originally did a religious exemption because
Yeah.
I wasn't going to get the vaccine just because I didn't have enough time before classes started. So I needed some type of excuse. And I'll say this right on the air for the school to see and hear. I filed for a religious exemption, and I said I had to look up. I'm like, what religion is against vaccinations, right? So they'll accept the explanation.
Yeah, like Jehovah's or something.
Yeah, so I'm looking it up, and like, it gets more specific than you think. So because I needed a foolproof argument, so I found an organization called the Church of the Firstborn, which is a Christian group, and they were like, we are directly against all vaccinations and all this. They're into it's called divine intervention, where
they
God
think
heals
God's
you.
just gonna heal them.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm all about it. So I go Church of the Firstborn. I write this letter, and before you know it, they're like, you're accepted, 100%. We fully agree. And then I just got vaccinated anyway because I just felt bad. I was like, I should.
Well, what if they're right? Just in case they're right. Like I better.
They just know something we don't.
Yeah.
They've been trying to tell us this whole time, and we won't listen.
We just won't fucking listen to them.
Yeah. It's not like it really matters anyway. Honestly, I don't think getting the vaccine will kill anybody.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just being a baby and I don't like needles.
Oh,
I'm not like, oh, it's gonna make me fucking retarded. Like I don't care. I'm just.
Nah, they're injecting us with little robots that they're going to switch on eventually when everyone's vaccinated, and
Yep.
that'll be it.
Yeah, like you see those videos of people holding up magnets to it. That's just all bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
It just doesn't make any. They're just joking around. None of that stuff's real.
Have you ever seen Magic for Humans on Netflix?
I have not.
But it's a guy who kind of does like street magic, and he did something like that. Like he had people going this like random people off the street come this little trail that he had set up, and he'd be like he'd scan their arm and like a thing would go off, and they'd be like, oh, and he'd be like, yeah, I got to get it out of you. You were chipped, and like people were like, what? And he had a thing, and it looked like obviously your blood wasn't coming out, but it looked like it kind of pricked something out, and you had a little chip in you. People were like freaking out about it.
God.
That's fucking
And that's why I'm like, I don't
awesome.
believe anything I see on the internet because this guy's doing it for Netflix for fun.
I know, I'll
great.
tell you, dude. The number of gullible people in this world is rising exponentially by the year.
Oh, it's insane how many.
Yeah, they'll just
gullible-
believe anything.
Yeah. The amount of crazy religions that are out there, like Scientology.
Scientology's a good one. I got something in the mail from them a week ago.
I don't know.
I did.
Were they
said-
listening to the
said
podcast?
It was,
They were like,
it was a
cease and
Scientology in
desist.
Boston, right? And like they were like, we want you. And first fee $50. Come on down. Blah 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 blah. It's like I've seen the HBO documentary. It's like what?
Yeah.
We want you, like Uncle Sam.
Yeah,
He's,
it
pointing
was
at you for the
exactly.
war.
It was like this
but it's
religious
L. Ron
dude.
Hubbard.
It was this religious dude with like this bright sun background. He was pointing like, I want you. And like it was straight up like military draft shit.
How was he dressed?
He was dressed in like a white flannel outfit.
Oh, of course it was all
like
white.
to show purity, right?
Yes.
Well, obviously.
And he was obviously a white male because
Yeah, obviously.
because they're racist.
Again, for
Yeah.
purity.
Again
Yeah.
for purity.
Come on.
And yeah, that's what they did.
I want to get one of those. That would be very entertaining to read.
You gotta like buy in. Like, what kind of religion do I have to pay to join? What is this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Tom Cruise is big on Scientology.
he's fucking nuts.
But then again, he looks very young. He's like 60.
He's in his 60s. Yep.
Unbelievable.
And
He
he's
looks
still
like
doing
he's-
his own stunts.
Yeah, I know.
He's
Calm
in his
down, dude.
60s?
I'm pretty sure he
Yeah,
is.
Since
isn't
when?
that unbelievable, right?
I mean, he was a
Well,
big movie star in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. Top
So-
Gun.
Top Gun. Now, I've seen all his movies, but he's 60 years old.
I bet you he's probably
That guy's
60,
pushing
yeah.
60, and he looks
Jesus
like
Christ.
he's young 40s.
It's always weird that, like, people when you're younger, you watch...
59 years old.
59, yeah, he's supposed to be
Yeah.
60.
Oh,
That's how
pushing
old he is.
60.
It's weird they get old. Like, you used to action heroes when you were young, you see him, you're like, oh, that guy's gonna live forever. You see Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you're like, what the fuck? That guy was the Terminator. Like, what does he look like that now?
Looks like a wrinkled
I know.
prune.
He
Age
looks
is
like
a
a
bitch,
raisin.
dude.
A raisin, yeah.
Oh, God.
He's all dried out.
Out
He
in the
was
California sun.
Yeah, he was huge.
Yeah, dude, he was he was a bodybuilder.
Mr. Universe.
Fucking came over from Australia. Fucking defeated all the guys over there.
How much steroids do you have to do to get that big?
Oh, he was on test. He was
Tiny
on
pee-pee.
testosterone.
Very tiny.
But a lot of it was genetics too, just the way
Oh, yeah.
that, yeah, for like the room for him to grow. He had a massive chest and then a tiny, tiny waist. So,
No childbearing hips and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah.
Shit.
We got the new Lord of the Rings show shooting that should be coming out.
Dude, that's
I know
like
Luke's a big
what, like
Lord of the Rings
$200
guy too.
$300 million like
I
show.
think it was like $200 million. Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
funded by Amazon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, that's gonna be a great show. I
Yep.
feel like that's gonna be the Game of Thrones of Lord of the Rings.
I can't
Hopefully.
wait. Hopefully.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it could be terrible, but I feel like with that kind of budget, they're taking it serious.
Yeah, it's
Amazon does really well.
Yeah, they do.
You know what Amazon's released, or they're going to be releasing on the 28th, a few days, is New World, which is their first, like, Amazon Studio game that's AAA.
Yeah.
And it's like an open world MMO. So I pre-ordered that, and I played the beta. It was awesome. I played with a bunch of friends. And I think that's Amazon's, like, first crack at an MMO or a AAA game at all. So, but from what I saw, it was pretty good. It got delayed for a month, but it's coming out in a few days. That's going to be pretty fun.
I didn't even know Amazon made. I didn't even know they had a video game
Exactly.
studio.
Dude, I didn't either. I opened up the beta, right? I didn't even know that it was from Bezos himself. And it says Amazon Studios when I load it up. I'm like, there's an Amazon Studio?
Yeah, like,
I'm like, shit, I'm a Prime member. I fully support it.
fuck yeah.
They started as a bookstore. A fucking bookstore.
Yeah.
And
Now he has like $150 billion or whatever insane amount he has.
how many separate industries is he in right now? He's in
Everything.
He's in fucking digital entertainment. Like, he's in video games. Okay. They own Audible.
They're going to space.
Fucking... Oh, yeah, he went to
Audible.
space.
Audible?
Audible? Audible? It's the Audible of the Audibles.
Yes.
I saw
what
that
I'm trying to
he invests a lot of money. Obviously, he's got money, and I saw that he invested into a company that's trying to reverse the aging process through, like, engineering, some type of
Jesus
biochemical
Christ.
shit. Because obviously, you know what that's the next step for him. There's no more power to accumulate. Now it's immortality, where
Yeah.
he lives forever, right?
I want to live forever.
Yeah.
God.
Which I feel like Elon would be a guy I'd
Bezos.
trust doing that. Like if Elon said he had a pill that I could take and I'd live forever, and so did Jeff Bezos, I'd be like, eat shit, Jeff Bezos. I'm going over to Elon. I trust this guy a little more.
Oh yeah. Well, he's like a machine. It's like he can't fool you because you can see that, like, as
Yeah.
you're looking in his eyes, you can see the machines turning, the gears turning. So you're like, yeah, this guy's not gonna fool you. But then Bezos, you're looking at his bright, bald head, and you're like, this guy looks like Lex Luthor.
He
you know?
looks like a
Fucking
super
con
villain.
man.
He looks like a super
Yeah,
villain.
exactly. And then you see that video where he had the cowboy hat on, and they asked him how the flight was, and that laugh, that rich, like, barren laugh was. It was like it belonged to a lord, royal blood or something.
The guy gets divorced, loses like a huge chunk of his money, and he's still the richest person in the world. Like,
Yeah.
Half of his money.
And he's still like-
the richest person.
well, they say richest, right?
Wow, she got out like a bandit, didn't she?
She made billions and billions of dollars.
He's definitely
billions.
He's definitely not the richest because
Oh, those like
in-
Saudi Arabia, one of those
Exactly.
princes.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. In Dubai, there's no people. They've used the word trillion, which is like unbelievable to think of. So
$1 trillion.
yeah, to have 999 billion.
That's insane. What do you do with that?
Just look at it.
That's why Saudi's so crazy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet they watch like Breaking Bad and they're like, this is chump change. like
when
this guy.
When he's got that little like rent-a-center thing
Well,
with
yeah.
all the money in it. They're
Yeah,
like, dude, this is what I
he's
gave
just
my niece
laying-
for her 13th
yeah.
birthday, dude.
He's
What do
laying
you-
on a bed of money and they're like, we have houses made of money.
Yeah, that's right.
Just pure compound and
We change the weather when we want. We make it rain, literally.
Dude, I realized, or I saw the other day, that Elon and his wife were separated, but like under good terms. And I had no idea, but he was with Grimes, and like they have a baby. Grimes, the
Yep.
artist. I was like, because I like Grimes, and I had no idea. I was like, Jesus.
Yep, with
But
Elon.
I was like, she's with Elon Musk?
Did you see the kid's name? It's like, it looks like Elvish writing.
I
Like,
know.
You can't even.
I
Yeah.
forget the way to pronounce it, but there's actually like it sounds okay when you pronounce it. But
It's just John.
yeah,
Why'd you
yeah.
write it like that?
I know.
Like,
The way that they wrote it was like you know how Elon is with spacecraft. He likes to name it after. He named it after 2 different planes and combined it. But I forget how I know it starts with an A. Because that's a weird
yeah,
A
it's like
symbol.
AU
Yeah.
and then like fucking backwards like D's and then an X.
Damn, I can't
Or it's like
remember
half a
it.
T. It's like it's making up hieroglyphic.
There's
Hieroglyphics.
some type of like Greek symbol going on there. I think it was
it's a
like
dead language. Like
Yes.
Elon, nobody speaks this anymore.
I saw a video where they went to pronounce it and they just said like beep boop 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 type shit. And I was like, I mean that's probably accurate.
If the printer gets jammed, it's that noise.
Exactly.
Shit.
It is crazy that you can just name your kids whatever you want. It's an old Louis C.K. bit, so I don't want to steal it, but it is great. You can literally just name your kid.
I don't think you can do Hitler.
You could.
You probably can.
I
You
think
could,
it's
like-
illegal. I think it's
you
definition
can-
of child abuse.
In Germany, I bet you
Really?
can't. I bet you in here, if you were some guy in Alabama, you're like, his name's
No,
Hitler.
'cause,
Nobody
like,
would give a shit.
In America, I've like read a story before. It's like someone's tried, or like multiple people have tried, like white supremacist people, whatever, and like literally like the state, it's a law. Like you can't name your child that because they're gonna be abused and made fun of like their entire life. Like it can't be
Hitler.
You can't do Hitler.
You can't name him Stalin or anything. That doesn't.
I don't know. Stalin might be okay.
I mean, I worked with a kid who's.
Yeah, I know,
you
because then it's like, where does it end? So I can't name my kid Mussolini.
Yeah.
I can't name him Stalin
There's a whole bunch of Napoleons.
or
What do you-
Leningrad.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Fucking shit.
Fuck kids.
Fuck.
That's what I have to say. You work in a grocery store long enough, and you're just like, I just want to push that little kid down.
Dude, when I was working there, some kid just came over who clearly had some type of mental disability, but there was no supervision involved, you understand, which is the problem. So I take a gander over, and the kid's putting his fingers in the sausage packages, just feeling up on the sausages. And I'm going to be honest, I just let it happen at first because, I'm just letting the kid live his life. But it came to the point where the kid was going through like 3 packages now for the past 15 minutes. So I had to grab the old Peg, Miss Peg, the manager, and she took care of the situation immediately.
Immediately.
But that was one of the fun times over there.
Just let the kid, fuck it, dude. Take that sausage out of the package. I don't care. I'm not
I
going
know.
to stop
'cause
you.
what am I
Right?
going to do? No.
Yeah.
You can't. just let him live his life.
Bro, swallow that thing whole. You won't. Come on.
Yeah. Make a bet with him, Make a friend,
Dude, how much you want for that sausage?
Dude, imagine if he was like licking his fingers afterwards.
Oh.
He was one of those kids that kept his hands real close to his mouth, and he kept opening his mouth. So I'm sure that there was some type of transaction
There's
there.
gotta be some sort of exchange.
Yeah, there was an exchange.
I did give a little kid the finger once, like too little to know what it was.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's like
I did that.
that's how
beautiful.
you know that you're really angry.
I did that in seafood. And I was standing at a certain angle that I know the cameras couldn't see me. And the mom was like looking somewhere else, and there was nobody else in the store. And the kid was just staring at me. And I looked over like 3 times. I kind of just like gave him a quick finger. And I was like,
He probably wasn't even judging you. He was like admiring you. He's like, dang, he's an adult. I want to be like him.
Eat shit.
And then he flipped him off, and he probably didn't even know what that meant. So he asked his mom later.
later. He gave her the finger later.
Right, and she was very upset about that.
The guy at the grocery store, she would never believe him either.
And that's why they go to Whole Foods now. So.
That's exactly where they go to good. They go to fucking Market Basket and get more for your $1.
That
One
one
for your dollar.
that one finger was a domino event. And it's just set him down the wrong path for the rest of his life.
Someone's gonna give him the finger later on. He's gonna fucking snap.
Yeah, man, that kid's got a drug problem now.
Yeah, good.
That's what you were trying to do the whole time.
Intentional.
Too many fucking people anyway.
Well, I saw this Bill Burr bit when he was saying, listen, I understand COVID, and I know a lot of people that died from it, but I was driving down 95 the other day, and it was so jam-packed, I know it's wrong, but I was thinking in my head, I wish that COVID killed more people. And then the whole audience was like, oh, and he's like, but you were thinking it too. Some days you'll be thinking it.
He always has like a plague kind of bit in all of his stand-up, so it's like he can't stop now. That's kind of a thing he's been doing for years, is
you
just
gotta ride
talking
it out.
about, yeah. You gotta stick with it.
Yeah.
Just because a plague actually it wasn't even a plague. Call it a plague.
The bubonic plague.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Of the flu named COVID.
We're all still here.
Speaking of working at Hannaford's, my buddy of mine, his dad came to get some seafood, and I asked him how he was doing and all that, and he said his wife had COVID. And then I mentioned something. It was before I knew about that, I mentioned some joke about how, COVID's not really doing much to anyone that I've seen. And then he goes, oh, my wife's not doing too good at all.
Shit.
And then I was like, oh, I felt so bad
Like,
for saying that. But
my
then
bad.
I explored a little further, and he said that she has pneumonia. And I'm like, all right, so the problem is that she has pneumonia, not COVID, because she's young, So I'm like, oh, God. It's not even COVID, but the combination.
Oh yeah, she got.
Yeah, that just
she
that,
got,
that
Well, that's what fucks everyone over. It's a combination.
But
Like,
she's fine now.
COVID's bullshit. My wife's dead. Oh.
It always has to be a combination. It's elderly people, if you're older, and then people who are obese, and then pneumonia or any type of other type of flu or anything. Once it combines, it's bad, but on its own, I think it's fine.
It's like common cold.
Yeah.
It's pretty much how it is.
Joe Rogan's like, I got it. I didn't even know I had it.
This is a fucking...
A lot of people.
I love when he's telling the story. He's like, yeah, I quarantined for my family because, my house is big enough. Like, well, that must be nice, Joe, that you have 6 houses combined in one that you can just go over to.
He didn't even need to say that. Everybody
He didn't need to
knows.
say it at all.
Because, I have a larger house than a lot of people, than most people, actually. I'm in the 1%.
They gave me $100 million to come over here, so...
Shout out Spotify.
Yeah.
New episode.
Shit.
I haven't really been watching on Spotify, though, I'll admit, once you went over there.
Nope.
If I see, like, a big name or something, I will, but other than that, I'm like, I don't really...
Yeah, I'm the same way. Unless it's someone that it's going to be a good conversation. It's like, I don't even want to interact with the platform.
He started putting clips on YouTube again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just like
They're
the
like 2 minutes, though, some of them.
5-10 minute clips or whatever.
They are short. Doesn't feel the same.
No, not at all. I watched, like, the Chappelle one, and I think that, like, there was somebody else. I'm like, all right, I gotta watch this.
Yeah,
but
those are
Yeah. There's certain ones.
there's so many ones I would have watched on YouTube, but literally, I just, like you said, I don't want to go to Spotify. I don't want to do all that shit.
I don't know how YouTube let him get away. It's like
They have
pretty
to have
valuable.
they have to have $100 million to give away their fucking YouTube. There's no way they don't.
I know. They just don't care. But
Yeah, that's true.
at the same time, it's like YouTube is a much more open platform, even though, they censor a lot, in comparison to Spotify. Spotify is like a specialized platform where you can't necessarily put anything on there. When it comes to YouTube, you can put anything on there. So it feels like with YouTube, it's kind of a come and go situation, whereas Spotify, they're under a deal, it's a contract. But with YouTube, there was no deal per se.
You're just
It was just ads and revenue, YouTube gets some, Joe gets some.
I can only imagine how much he was making, though, off views and everything. He had to be making bank, too.
A
I mean, not
stupid
100
amount.
million, but still.
And
bank.
the ads that he does, like those Roca sunglasses and all those different companies.
All the coffee companies and all that shit, too. It's like...
Yeah, I'm sure they pay top dollar for that.
Same thing, I don't know if you ever watch Two Bears
Oh,
podcast.
One Cave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they always do the ads, and I'm thinking, I'm like, do these guys really need any more fucking money? Like, they're doing ads for, like, Bud Light and all this other shit, and, like a mattress one, and I'm like, Jesus, man. You guys do a lot of ads.
MeUndies.
Yeah.
Random, like, bidet advertisements.
Oh, it's so funny.
Day advertisement.
It's just funny listening to them read. Because Tom's pretty good, and Bert just stumbles through it, and you're like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Tom loves, or not Tom, Bert loves alcohol, huh?
Bert
Yeah,
Kreischer.
he's an alcoholic.
He's
He's an
he's bad.
alcoholic. Dude, I forgot. Speaking of comedy, Norm Macdonald passed away.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was fucking sad, man.
Dude, I've seen some interviews with him and Conan, and they're some of the funniest interviews I've ever seen.
He's one of the funniest guys ever.
Yeah.
He's the definition of not giving a shit. Like
Yeah.
he
Oh.
just
And he would tell like a
just
bad
didn't care.
joke for like 5 minutes.
That was the best
And
part.
That moth joke.
It'd be
Like-
great because like he'd get humor out of it and no one else would laugh and he'd love it. And like that's the type
Yep.
of dude he was. It was fucking. That's why it was hilarious because he found his non-hilarity so funny.
Yeah, that's the thing. The
yes.
humor came from like the silence and it being so strung out throughout time. You're
Like I remember when he was on The View. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was so awkward, and
the
he loved it. He loved every second of it. He's like, I'm destroying your show right now.
yeah, he's got the best humor.
He got fired from SNL because he wouldn't stop making OJ jokes. And then
I didn't even know that.
yeah, once the trial was over, and they were like, all right, enough, like, cause he did like the newsread kind of thing
Yeah.
that they do in SNL, and they're like, all right, you can't do him anymore, it's over. Well, and he called him like a murderer or something, so they fired him. And then a year later, they had him back on as a host, and during his monologue, he was like, apparently in a year I got a lot funnier. He's like, because you fired me last year, I would have really liked to keep my job. Like he just.
Just exposing all the shit
Yeah.
that they tell him not to.
I must have gotten so much funnier in a year.
That moth joke was real. That's what I thought of immediately because that was on Conan.
That was the Conan one.
He went too
It's so
quick.
long, dude.
I think he's like, didn't he die in his 60s?
Yeah, he was. He might have been like late 50s, early 60s.
I think
Yeah,
he
What
died
did
of
he die
cancer.
from? It was
Cancer.
yeah. He didn't
Yeah.
tell anybody either.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
He went up like fucking Chadwick Boseman. Like you didn't even know that guy was sick, and all of a sudden you're like, "What do you mean the Black Panther died? Isn't that guy in his like
Oh,
like
dude, I saw
30s, 40s?"
Yeah,
and
and
you,
that was a shock. Like
You
you
didn't
had
tell
no
anybody.
idea that dude was sick
Yeah.
at all.
I saw a
Like fabulous shape too.
yeah, I know. I can't believe he kept it together like that because you could see how skinny he was getting.
yeah,
Yeah, I saw. Well, he was walking on like the red carpet. You know how they do those tiny interviews, quick 15-minute things, and she was saying something like talking about Black Panther 2, and then he was saying that there is not going to be a Black Panther 2, but nobody knew about the cancer yet, but he knew, and he was dying, and she was like, "Of course there is," you know what I mean? Kind of like what the whole audience wants, but he was like, "No, it's not going to happen." And like he had a straight face, but she thought that he was like, you know, kidding or kind of hiding something. But
He was
he
hiding
was
something.
hiding a medical problem,
Oh.
not a future movie, not a
Jesus.
script.
God.
Yeah, that was tough to watch.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, "What the fuck? Like,
Damn.
dude's an Avenger. What do you mean? He's
Bring him
The
back.
Avenger.
Bring him back with the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Wakanda couldn't cure it? My God." Yep. Avengers. What else? What else is new?
Dude, I started school. Tyler started school. Did you
School's
guys already talk
fun.
about that?
A little bit, but yeah. How's your school going? Any hot bitches yet? What's
Ooh.
going on? What's
Dude,
going on
there are
over
a
there?
lot of feminine subjects on the campus of North, South, and East. I have not been to East, but I've been to North, and let me tell you, they are avid. But, you know, zero interest at the moment. Dude, so I'm in computer science, so I'm taking Comp 2 right now, which for all my comp sci boys out there, all my fellers, Comp 2 is like the most difficult course in comp, because 3 and 4 is easier. It's like a downhill slope after that. So I'm doing that along with calc, along with physics, along with all this shit. Dude, I've been up till midnight at least, like each night doing this stuff. But it was
Fuck
all for
that.
the piece of paper, boys.
Yes. Jesus Christ.
I know, it's unbelievable.
Just
it sucks.
cramming.
I'm miserable. But I mean, it's one of those things where it's worth it, you know?
No, in
Yeah.
the end, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grind it out.
Yeah,
That shit
I'm
done.
still working. Did I tell you guys I'm working that internship?
Yeah.
That's the reason I quit Hannaford's.
Yeah,
And was
do something
freed
better.
from Jeff's hands.
Yes.
So, I started working this internship, and in Massachusetts, they're required by state law to pay, like, at least the minimum wage. So I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome.
That's pretty fucking
So, and
sweet.
you require one to graduate as well, in comp sci at least, so I've just been doing that. That's awesome. That's like kind of like an IT thing. And,
Is it like a building you go to or something?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, there's like a central office, because Andover is rich, you know? They have
oh, it's
like,
in Andover?
yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
like all the retired Bruins players are over there,
Yep.
and everyone's a multi-million. Like the owner of Demola's, who's literally a billionaire
Yes.
with B, lives there, And so the town has their own like IT department that's funded by the town, which is like funded by the people, which does not, Roll doesn't have that, Drake doesn't have that.
No.
So it's so funny, but they have like a CIO and everything. This guy his name's Paul. He's so funny because he's so old. He's like a dinosaur, ancient fossil, but he went to MIT and Harvard. And the way that he talks, it's like he's a typewriter, where everything's correct, but it's just still so mechanical, But he's such a funny guy, and I'm like a shoe-in now, so it's a lot of fun. Pretty much you just take care of the schools and all the town offices that they got, like the treasury and stupid, kind of like, you ever watch Parks and Rec? It's like all those publicly funded departments have computers and shit, right? So we basically just take care of that. So it's kind of easy in comparison to the work that I do at school, but it's all worth it, boys.
The apprenticeship.
I
did an apprenticeship for electrical when I was 18, and the guy never taught me anything. He was just this like kind of fat, middle-aged, 30 balding guy who didn't have any friends, and he would just talk to me about his life. And I would just hand him tools, and I did that for a summer. And he would pay me 2 weeks in advance.
Really?
And he would just be like, all right, here's money for 2 weeks. I'll come and pick you up. And then those days he would call me and be like, I don't feel like working today. And I would just get to keep that money.
That's awesome.
I did that for, one summer. He was a
Wow.
weird fucking dude. After a while, though, I'm like, this isn't really worth it anymore.
He's like, so what color underwear are you wearing?
He used to ask me about my girlfriend all the time. Like, he saw her once, and he was like Craig. Like, he would just ask me about her.
I hate that shit.
I was like, dude, you're like twice my age, bro. I don't really want to talk to you about this.
Dude, Craig is like how old is he? 55? No.
No, he's 50. I think he just turned 50. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. I know you guys know, but just for the podcast lore, I had my girlfriend come into the store one time, and she was like waiting for me while I was doing some stupid bullshit. And that Craig guy, who's the butcher, is just staring at her the whole time, right? And I go out there and I'm talking to her or whatever. And then she leaves, and I come back in, and he's like, thought she was here for me, dude. I'm like, I swear to God, it just made me so angry. I told him to shut the fuck up. And he's like, I didn't mean nothing by it. It's not a big deal. The way that he talks is like a Disney character. It's so unique.
Yeah. It's always like raspy. It's always, what, dude? I'm just saying. I thought you came for me. What's the big deal?
Yeah, I'm like the 17-year-old came for the 50-year-old. Yeah, you're right. That's what happened, Craigie.
And dude, when he's moving from like point A to point B, sometimes he'll just be like,
Oh, he does it all the time.
Just moving around.
The smooth jazz music plays in the morning when working, and he's always like, yeah, get you going. And you're like, bro.
It's like elevator music.
Like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's so funny. Gets you
The
going.
worst fucking elevator music. Yeah,
I don't know why they do that.
It
gets you going.
I forgot about the music in there, dude. It was the same songs forever.
I've
and
heard
you
them.
still have
I've
to
heard them for so long.
You still have to endure that. Have they changed? Is there any new music?
No, I heard a new Tom Petty song, which came out in the 70s, that they played at Hannaford the other day, and I was like, oh my god, my dad used to play this when I was a kid. I remember this song.
Oh, why would they add one individual 45-year-old track?
Yep. It's horrible. It's the same fucking music.
Really out of touch.
Is Kristen still working there?
No, she went to Hudson.
Oh, well, same chain.
Yep, she's still there.
More money?
No, I think they just switched.
Necessity?
I think sometimes they just move HRs and people around, managers around.
Yeah.
So she's gone.
Yeah, because I'm at Home Depot now, and fucking one thing that's great about Home Depot is like the music is fucking solid. Like it's not grocery store music at all. It's like fucking like they'll just play like I don't know, like anything you would hear on a construction site out of a boombox, you'd hear there. So it's just like rock and shit, like AC/DC, fucking
Really?
Living on a Prayer is always on.
That's like guys who got shopping. Grocery stores got little old ladies and moms and shit shopping. They don't want to be hearing fucking Metallica and Guns N' Roses when they're buying groceries.
I ain't gonna lie, dude. I work in the lumber department. That's the worst fucking department in the store, right? Because it's the heaviest shit around.
Yeah.
But dude, like, I ain't gonna break my back. I get someone to help me with that shit, right? Like whether it's like plywood or fucking 2x12 or 16 footers, just crazy shit. But dude, we get little old ladies in our department. Like, we get at least a couple a day where they just hand us this like list of like just insane amounts of wood that they need, and they bring their like little Prius over, and they think they're gonna carry all this shit.
Oh my god.
Because like they'll need like renovations on their property, right? And like they hire like a construction workers to do it, right? They get contractors, and then they want they hire the contractors, and then the contractors tell the old ladies to like go get the stuff at Home Depot, and then they'll do it.
What kind of
Like,
shit
what the
contractors? Like, what kind of... She's probably trying to save money. They're like, lady, we'll get the wood. It's just going to be an extra, like, $20. And then she's like, no,
No, that's definitely how it
no.
is. Yeah, because I
I'll
was
go
going to say...
get the wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to say the contractors always, they take care of the material, too.
Yeah, the first thing I ask, I go, first thing I ask, and I know the answer to the question, I'm like, do you have a truck, right? So the first thing I ask, and then they go, no. It's like, okay, how are you going to transport this? I don't know, just get the stuff. It's like, no.
Like, I'm not wasting my time getting this, and then you realize this isn't going to fit.
This isn't going to fit
This isn't going to go in.
your hybrid vehicle.
You have no way to transport this. I was like, and I always tell them, I'm like, dude, just like go to the pro desk, and like they'll do deliveries. Like they can like deliver shit to the construction site. And then she goes, is that going to be more money? And then it's like, yes, it is. There's like $100 delivery fee.
Holy shit.
But then she's just, but that's like for everything. You know, it's like, so that's pretty cheap for like all the wood to be delivered. And still they're like, nah, can you cut the wood up and like shove it in my car?
Fucking shove you in the trunk of the car, lady. Let's get over here.
Dude, I got to say, I am thoroughly impressed by this setup here. This is so cool. These mics are really nice, too.
Yeah. We, our premise was like, let's get good shit so we don't have to invest in better shit in the future. Right.
Yep. Like, let's get shit better than what our talent is. We'll work our way up.
We've been thinking about getting like a decent table, you know, because like this one is good for now.
This is an old beer pong table. That's literally what this is.
I know. It probably holds a lot of sentimental value.
This was actually here when I moved in. They were just like kind of over in the corner, and we were having a party one time, and I'm like, oh, this would be great for beer pong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could use a fresh coat, but you know, it adds value.
It's the only I had another one too, but
we're gonna sell this table like in
literally
in like 10 years.
We're gonna have to sign it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna sell this thing. You gotta burn this thing. Take this metal off.
Someone will buy the ashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll fucking powerbomb somebody through the middle of it during a party. That's what we should do. Like the Buffalo Bills fans. Those guys are nuts.
Imagine it. They'll be like, first season of Human Bacon Podcast, the original table.
It's the table, man. I need to. Don't worry that one of us has to become like a serial killer. Yeah, right.
I'm never taking it out.
They only use it for Thanksgiving dinner. Pull out the Human Bacon Podcast table. It's Thanksgiving.
It's gonna get sold on like Pawn Stars, where Rick is gonna be like, I can give you 50 grand for it.
I need someone to verify, and me and Tyler are gonna come down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nick's gonna be like, oh yeah, this is definitely the table.
This is definitely it. Hold on, set up the cups. Right, you stand on that? Yeah, this is definitely it.
You'll measure it, see how level it is.
I'll just run table, get hammered, and be like, yep, this is the table.
Yeah, give it a sniff. Nose to wood.
Yep. Yeah, we bought all this stuff like early too.
Yeah.
Before we kind of just had an idea that we were going to do. We didn't have a name or anything. I think I just texted you one day and I'm like, let's do a podcast.
Well, what happened was, do you remember telling me when you were drunk?
Oh, so
maybe.
Thought of when you were drunk.
Yes.
Dude.
I thought of the name when I was drunk. I know that.
We were playing beer pong on this exact table, and then we like, it must have been like 15 people here. It was when Jeff was here.
Oh, so it was my birthday,
like
2 years ago.
He
invited him fucking self to that party, yeah.
He did invite himself. That was weird.
Wow.
I was there. That was weird. I didn't like that.
How did you know?
Because I was just like, oh, Tyler, you still coming by Friday or whatever for the party?
And he took that as an invite.
And he was just like, oh, I'll be there. When is it? And I was like, I mean, we're cool, Jeff, but I don't really want to like get party with you.
Yeah, it's like, brother, you're a father.
Like, I don't know. What are we gonna? And then he was like yelling at Tyler that Tyler better make it into work at the party.
Yeah, no, I had work at 6 in the
The
morning.
worst thing to say at a party. Make sure you show up early.
Yeah, he was like fucking still manager mode. It's like, the fuck you doing?
Yeah, it's like, brother, relax.
But
Go home.
But yeah, I was like, because it was like 11 at night, and like I had to be there at like 6 a.m. like, you know. So he was like, you better show up right on the money, and it's just like, oh my god, dude. It's like, yeah, I'll be there.
But I brought it up then. I don't remember bringing up podcasting then.
Yeah, you did. You were like I had no idea if you were serious or not about it, you know. But yeah, you mentioned it, and then like we were just playing beer pong, and I think after we won the game, you were like, yeah, fuck yeah. And you were like, dude, I had this awesome dream the other night. And I was like, what'd you dream about?
Oh my god.
And then you were like,
I already hate this.
And then you were like, dude, we did a fucking podcast. And I was just like, oh shit, okay. And then Yeah, I mentioned it to you like afterwards, and then
Oh God.
you know, when you were sober, and then it was just the rest is
We
history.
kind of just kept doing it.
And I was just like, yeah, that'd probably be pretty fun.
I remember we were gonna call it the boys
Yeah.
at first, but there was
Boys.
already a
Yeah,
bunch
that
of
shit's
that
already
going
on
on.
Amazon.
Yeah, yeah, literally. That's what comes up when you. Well, there was another one. Didn't you say you watched one? It was a bunch of guys in like fucking lawn
Dude,
chairs or
yeah,
something.
that was
just hanging
that was
out,
fucking hilarious. Yeah, so like I just did a little research on YouTube. I just typed the boys on YouTube to see what would come up, like the boys podcast. And dude, they were these fucking dudes, and they were sitting in their garage, and they had this like iPhone like 6 quality camera, fucking facing them. They had no mics on them. They were using just the microphone camera, and they were all fucking wasted. And they were sitting in like beach chairs
That's
in
awesome.
their garage at nighttime. It was nighttime.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were fucking blasted out of their minds. And there's podcast.
Oh God.
Like raising the beers up. And I was just like, okay, those are the boys.
Never mind.
Those are the
I
boys.
was like, those are the boys.
That
fucked
must
up.
be an inconsistent podcast, though.
I don't. It's probably the only
probably the
episode.
Yeah, that's what
only
I'm
one.
saying. They probably got together for that whole idea, and then they were just,
No.
there's an excuse to get wicked drunk.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the wives saw it, and like, you guys aren't hanging out anymore and doing that.
Yeah, she's like, this is unacceptable. The kids are inside. You're all hammered.
You called me a cunt 6
Yeah,
times.
she's like, you told me to fuck off. You slept on the couch. Do you remember that?
You shit your pants. No more of the boys.
Yeah.
All right, boys are done.
Yeah, she's like, you're a man.
You have work in the morning.
Yeah, it's a school night.
What are you doing? That is funny. I'm actually subscribed to a group called The Boys on
Yeah.
YouTube, and it's a bunch of guys who play like VR and shit like that. But I didn't realize until afterwards when I subscribed. I'm like, wait a minute, this is what me and Tyler were gonna call them. And then the name came up with me being hammered on my birthday, and I was showing one of my buddies if I was like dismembering a human, where bacon would come from on a human. And his wife was
A
here.
diagram.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah, his wife was here and recorded the whole thing. I don't remember it happening at all, but she sent it to me. And she was like, Nick, do you remember talking to Kevin about human bacon? I was like, I have no idea. And then me and you were coming up with names, and I kind of just threw it out there.
So that's on video.
Yeah, it's on video, me
Dude,
saying it. Yeah.
You guys are gonna have to post that eventually.
Oh,
See if
it's
we can
so
archive it.
embarrassing too. I'm like
But it is
fucking
it's
blacked
the-
out. Just like you got this piece of just fucking bacon, and,
Yeah.
and I was watching the next day. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, dude, and
oh
then
my
you
God.
fast forward to the sponsorships and the money.
Yep.
And you're like, this was the birth of an idea.
Yeah, human bacon. We said we got to come up with a bunch of shit. Human bacon. Like, we
Human
need
bacon,
Yeah,
bacon.
we need a.
I mean, is it cannibalism or is it just supporting the podcast? I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
you decide.
Yeah.
You decide.
You decide.
Buy the bacon.
It's unique, I got to admit. I mean, you'd rather it not be some mundane,
Yeah.
monotone title.
The Nick and Tyler podcast.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
The
what
T and N.
hell?
You'd be
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is a T and N?
You know what would have been really stupid is if you called it TNT.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah.
Would have been bad.
That would have been.
Or anything to do with T or N or Tyler and
Yeah,
Nick.
any initials would have been really.
Yeah.
When
that
I
would've
was
been
when I was a kid, me and my cousin, TNT, we fucking loved wrestling, right? And my name was Tyler, and his name was Trevor. So like literally, we would wrestle all the time. And I was like a year and a half older, so I'd always win, right? And like one day, I fucking flipped him off the bunk bed at his house, and he went like through his coffee table, right? And it was at that point we realized, we were like, oh my god, we're gonna be wrestlers, right? Like he was fine. He
We're
stood
gonna
up,
be
He
wrestlers.
stood up and he's like, that's fucking awesome. And I was just like, your coffee table's broken. Yeah, and then it was like, we were like, we're gonna be TNT.
TNT.
And we're gonna come out like DX.
Yes. Big explosions while you guys are walking out.
Yeah.
Rip
And,
DMX, bro.
DMX.
Don't smoke the crack.
Don't do it. He would eat on coke, didn't he? Either way, I
Some
mean, it's
type
same.
of drug, I don't know, amphetamine.
Like the guy was always screaming. He was on something.
Yeah.
You don't just act like that.
He's like, you're gonna make me lose my mind and he lost his mind.
And he lost his mind.
No, that's mean.
Oh, believe me, there's
I never
much
listened
worse
to
things said in this.
I never listened to any of his music. I can't even name any of his songs other than those lyrics.
I know like a few, but not really much. Yeah. I didn't really want an angry black man screaming at me all the time, so. I lived in Lowell. I got plenty of all kinds of angry people yelling at me, so.
It's probably good music for the gym though. I should do that.
DMX it up.
No, I like rock stuff instead. I couldn't even listen to that shit. I get sick of it.
A bunch of Celine Dion at the gym.
Dude, I have listened to
Toto.
I have listened to female singers slow songs at the gym. And let me tell you, brothers, whatever gets you there mentally, hey man, you know it works. I've listened to the Up. Listen, you know the Disney movie Up with the old man and they fly away on the balloon house. Dude, I've listened to that soundtrack while I'm at the gym. Hey, which is one of the stupidest things to say, but
oh man,
if it gets you in that mindset, it
whatever,
works.
dude,
You know,
Gets you there, gets you there.
that's so fucking funny.
That's
The
awesome.
Bluetooth had the disconnected and just started playing off your phone. You're like,
Yeah,
oh shit,
yeah.
trying to shut it off.
They're
It just
they're
sounds like-
playing that over the gym radio, and you're the only one going hard as fuck.
I know, it's awful.
Everyone's just looking around like, what the?
Well, sometimes I'll put my music on pause just to hear through my earbuds what the gym is playing, and it's always like Lil Nas X or something. You
Oh,
know?
is it? Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's like Old Town Road, and I'm like, I'm trying to get a workout in.
Yeah. A little pump me up music. Play a
Put back
little
on-
fucking
Put back on my Lana Del Rey, you know? My T Swift.
some Aladdin music up in here. Come on, guys. I'm trying to.
Yeah, any Disney movie. There you go.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a good point, actually.
I just finished the Fat Bastard mix too. I gotta send it to you.
I joined Tyler's Discord the other day, and all I hear is blaring music of like DJ music. And I saw that he was sharing a screen of like FLV Studio or whatever, and I had to immediately leave because it was so loud and like there was so much going on at once. He's mixing a million different things, so yeah, I had to dip out.
And I'm gone.
Yeah, it was auditory overstimulation.
It's too much.
Yeah, it was too good, is what it was.
It's
Yes.
too good.
It's like walking in and Beethoven just hammering out, and you're like, I can't hear
All
this.
I remember is the beat dropped, and then Luke went, "Holy shit!" and then I heard the Discord ping.
Yeah.
And then my friend in the party, he was like, "Who was that?" I go, "That's Luke. That's what he did what he came here to do."
Jesus, Tyler just backs out.
Uh,
I don't want to
Dude,
do this.
I see in that Discord that kid Fractal Nick. He
Oh,
sends a
dude.
lot of odd things. What's the story with that situation?
So that's one fractal field, as he likes to be called, and he's a fucking he has a medical term for his brain that I can't think of that is just him
Retarded.
not being in touch with reality.
Damn.
He doesn't believe in Scientology, but he believes in Scientology things. Like things that have like things that say they're science and they're not, right? So he believes in this thing called a therapy, right? And this therapy, it's like this thing that has like electrical signals or whatever, and it's supposed to have like you guys ever hear the golden ratio?
I have actually, yeah.
Yeah. So the golden ratio is just like this number sequence that's supposed to be like fucking the number of the gods, right? For whatever reason. And this therapy is supposed to have electrical signals that are radiated with the golden ratio number, right? So it's like at the golden ratio number. And he thinks that this can cure cancer. He thinks that this can cure mental illness. He
Well,
thinks
it can. I'm in full support of Scientology.
No, but
The number can cure this?
the number radiated as an electrical wave can cure any abnormal thing wrong with you and put your body in perfect harmony. So
That's what Tom Cruise must have done.
So he wants to
Yeah.
like get in a big microwave and say the cancer will go away.
I
when
joke
you-
with him all the time. I'm like, "You blasting yourself with radiation today, or what? What's going on?"
Oh my god, that's like the children of Adam in Fallout 4. They like praise the radiation like a
Yes.
god.
Yeah.
So that's what Scientology is. That's the conclusion of this podcast.
That's
Fractal.
yeah, one fractal field. That's his like when I met him, it was like I still call him CN. Like that's like his nickname. That's like that was that's not his like name. It was like part of his old gamer tag or whatever from like Xbox because like I play with him on PC now. And but he doesn't even play anything on PC. He just comes in the Discord to talk about crazy shit.
Post weird articles.
Dude, and he posts the weirdest shit.
Like conspiracy shit too, or does he just thinks that
he doesn't he's not like in conspiracy realm. It's like I'd say it's like science fiction conspiracy.
so he's just insane?
So yeah, he's just a nut. He's crazy. Like you could talk to him about an objective fact, right? And he would try to debate it with you. Like like you could be like, okay, so like you have a tumor, and like I could be like, okay, like the steps to curing that. It's like, okay, like you get surgery, blah blah blah. You get blasted with like radiation from like hospital. He goes, no, verify. And that's his bottom like bedrock for any answer. It's verify will help you, man. It'll fix you up.
Don't you almost wish that he gets something, not that kills him, but that he tries that on and it just doesn't work, and then his doctors are like, bro, are you done?
Yeah.
Are you done? You can just get this IV and drink some juice, and you'll be better in like a couple weeks. Yeah. What do you?
So he's told me some crazy stories, and he's got this one story, and it's completely true. He has all the pictures to back it up. He worked for a drug cartel for a week, okay, and I don't know how he got there. I don't know what he did. All right, but all of a sudden in our group chat, he started sending us like. It was like 50-pound bags of marijuana. And I say pound, okay? That's not 50-gram bags. Like giant vacuum-sealed fucking cartel marijuana bags, okay? And yeah, he sends us in the group chat. And then like we reply, we're like, is that like you get those pictures off Google or something? And he was like, no, man. He goes, I'm at a house right now in the woods. Like, period. And I was like, okay. I was like,
period.
Can you elaborate? Like, what's going on, dude? And he goes, I think I'm working for the drug cartel right now. And he's like, I can't leave. That'll be too suspicious. And I was like, dude, what's going on?
What are you doing, bro?
I was like, what's happening?
I would be like, stop, don't have any contact with him from now on.
But no, apparently his friend brought him there for a day job so that they can make $200, right? And he was supposed to go there to help them fix up some stuff on the house, right? But it turned into him vacuum sealing marijuana for the cartel for like literally like a week. And he would get paid like $200 a day to work for like 4 hours of vacuum sealing and like weigh it up and stuff.
They picked him at a Home Depot, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go do some construction today. He's like, wow, this isn't construction at all.
And he had all the pictures. Dude, he would take pictures of the shit. I'm like, dude, what would they do if they caught you taking pictures? He goes, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, isn't that something you would think
I think
of?
what you do in that, you always just make sure your dick's out in that situation. You'd be like, what? Send my girlfriend a picture of my dick. What do you?
That's a really good idea.
Like, what do you? You
And,
want one, dude? What's your number? I'll fucking.
Yeah, when he left, they told him you can take as much marijuana as 2 hands can carry.
It's like Pineapple Express.
He took like literally the girthiest handfuls of marijuana, and then he shoved them in his pocket. And
Can I get a bag for this? You just got like sticky ass weed.
Literally, they didn't give him a bag. Like he was like in the car, and he like took a picture of it in his hand, and like he didn't. They just didn't give him a bag. Like
That's so awesome. Put it in your pockets, dude. Like, what? Okay.
I wouldn't even take any at that point.
Yeah. I don't know. The craziest kid we know who has like the most insane beliefs just winded up working for the cartel one day. Just out in the woods.
You need people like that though. Every once in a while you think life's boring. You're like, I like boring life. I don't want to be in the woods vacuum sealing bud bags for people I don't know.
Dude, I had an open mind with it. Like, I was reading the Discord, and the large paragraphs that he writes after the link to the article, I read it, and I have an open mind. I'm hoping to see some proper and eloquent articulation of words.
Something that would make your brain be like, okay, this is A, B, C, D. Like, you can follow the train of thought.
We call that a chronological, sequential line of thought, right?
Sure.
Also known as traditional logic, common sense, right? I was reading this paragraph, and it's almost like gibberish where, like, nouns and verbs are not used as nouns and verbs, and then it's just a fucking bundle of plethora, an amalgamation of, like, absolutely intricate words that make no sense.
He just. This is a big word. Write that one down. Big word.
Big word. Yeah, the longer it is, and the more vowels in it, the better, and that's what I gathered from it. But, I mean, at least it's entertaining, You'd rather have that kid in the server than not in the server.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Dude, it gives us something to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like me, my friend Jimmy, my friend Cam, and my friend Evan. And, like, he's like the fifth, like, ugly duckling. Like, he's like the dude where everyone's just like, this dude's fucking crazy. And it's, it creates content for us to just laugh at.
Like, he can't stop doing that because then he's just whatever his name is. Like, he's not a crazy guy. Just fucking. Like, well, who cares about this guy anymore? We got 3 more of these guys in this group. We don't need you, dude. Like,
yeah. No, he's just. And like, see, he'll be fucking hilarious, right? And like what he's saying, but he'll be entirely serious.
That's what makes it funny.
That's what makes it so funny. Is just he's so serious about nonsense. And like, cause I've gone down the rabbit hole with him a few times just to be like, okay, let's see where this will go.
Like, what kind of world do you live in?
And dude, it's a black hole. It never ends. Like, literally, you could be like, well, and like, you'll get to the point where you'd be like, what data and like observations and like scientific like scientists like support this?
Scientific scientists.
Like, I was like, yeah, like not like fucking, oh, I'm just a scientist. No, he's a scientific scientist, right? That's what you want.
Yes.
You don't want fucking someone from Scientology or some shit being like, oh, this shit's accurate. No, but every time we get to that point, like he'll just be like, well, from my personal experience, like. Literally, it'll be like the opposite of what I asked. I'm like, I'm not asking for your anecdotal fucking subjective experience. Like, what are you talking about, you know? And that's what he'll rattle off on. And dude, like, he's told me stories about how when he was little, he could do telepathy, but he can't anymore. He can't anymore because of because
No, this kid's delusional.
because
Hold on
like the electricity in the environment has become so against him in his ability.
You're saying that this kid thought that when he was a kid he had the Force?
He said he moved stuff with his mind.
He moves stuff with his mind.
He said
Yeah, which is the
sentence.
Force.
Yeah.
You don't even need to use the hand, dude.
He can't do it anymore because
Yeah, he
the
said
wind blows in the different direction now. And that squirrel took his peanut butter sandwich once when he was at a picnic, so my telepathy doesn't work anymore.
Telepathy.
But like, yeah,
I think he meant telephone. I used to use the telephone when I was a kid a lot, and he's like,
Yeah, wrong word.
I don't know. He says something about the electricity and like how that just fucks with him entirely. Like he tries, but he can feel that there's something off in the magnetic spectrum.
I think I'm confusing telekinesis with
Oh wait, telepathy is reading someone's mind, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I meant
was
telekinesis.
Yeah. In that case,
yeah.
it is the Force.
Yeah, my bad.
I don't.
That
How would you
really-
even know? Did it just stop one day? He's like,
No, it's just absolute delusion.
Yeah,
he's like Matilda. Is that what you're telling me?
I hope that he's like just fooling you guys, but
No.
you know.
I've known him for about 2.5 to 3 years of his nonsense. Because I remember when I met him, right? Because like when you meet CN, there's like this surface layer where it's like this kid might be smart, you know? It's like, wow, he might know some shit. But then you go deeper and you go,
Oh.
Like you
There's
really
nothing in here.
This room's empty.
This is an empty room.
Yeah. The
There's
wallpaper.
blood,
The
yeah.
wallpaper's pretty, but there's nothing.
It's
in
just
it.
mirrors. Like, why is this all just?
Like, what the
That's
fuck?
awful. It's a closet with cleaning supplies. You're like, all right.
Lola, you really gonna do that right now?
Lola, what are you doing?
She's playing with her loudest toy, of course. There's a raccoon right next to her that makes no noise at all. Why play with that?
Because it doesn't make any noise.
Doesn't make any
and it
noise.
doesn't get your
She
attention.
wants to be on the podcast. That's the only way she can
She won't
speak.
keep the damn headphones on. Keep the headphones on. You can be in the fucking podcast. Lola. See, and she's pissed. It's not my fault. We will get webcams soon, though. I know we say it all the time, but
Yeah, we're gonna
figure
start
that shit up.
We're gonna start, decking this shit out because I think this would be like a good area.
Especially get this fucking. This is Dan's. Just gonna get this
Yeah, get this
Bowflex out of the way.
Bowflex out of here.
Bowflex situation.
Yep. You can run inside.
When's the last time you used that?
Oh, it's not mine. It's my old roommate's.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
I don't work out. I work and then I cry. That's about what
That's
I do.
understandable.
I get good abs though from all the crying.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah, rocking in the fetal position. It
Yeah,
really
it's
works
good.
those
It's
abs.
like crunches.
Dude, you should start going to gravity. Well, it's actually like, no, it's like 8 minutes from here.
Is
Straight
it
up.
close? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know what to do. I'd
It's-
like walk in like a little kid.
Yeah, that's what I've said that to my friends, like that they should start going, and they always say something along the lines of like they don't know what to do. But when I first went, I was like,
I didn't know what to do either.
Yeah, I didn't know a single thing, and I was fat. And then I used my hatred, and
God damn it!
You
lift this
started
weight.
picking things up and you started putting them down.
yeah, dude, yeah, I was in real bad shape. I wasn't like obese, but I had no muscle,
Yeah.
I was just fat.
Just fat.
Yeah.
Just a fat American. Just
It's
a,
like the kids that you call skinny fat, where they're not like.
It's like
big.
McDonald's wanting you for an advertisement.
Yeah. Like you look at this kid and he clearly eats a lot of shit.
this kid loves pizza. Like,
Yeah.
you don't.
It's like, I think it's like $25 a month. But you know what's bullshit about that place is they're doing renovations, so they're looking for money. So you're already paying them $25 a month, which is pretty high. I mean, Planet Fitness is what, $10? So you're already paying these people 150% more, and at the end of the day, they're looking for you to replace your key card if you lose it. I never even got one because they want you to scan in when you walk in.
Yeah.
And they know me. I've been going there for years, and through the membership, paid them hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So you would assume that they would just give you one, right?
Yeah.
Or just say, you don't have to scan in. You've been here forever.
Hello, Luke.
And you've
Hello.
you've brought in so many people. And then the other day, they're like, you got to pay. It's going to be $5, and you have to scan in to enter this facility now. And I straight up go, you guys want people to pay you $5 because they don't scan in, and you notice that, so that you'll make some money because you're doing renovations. And she was
If
like...
you don't scan in, you have to pay a $5 fee?
Yeah,
Oh,
to get
shit.
a key card.
Oh.
And they'll make it
scan.
for you to
Yep.
scan. But I was like... So I said that, and she said yes. She said, yeah, that is a situation. Because she's the daughter of the owner. And it was so
Yeah, at least she
funny.
was honest.
She's like, yeah, this is a situation. And I was like, well, I appreciate you being honest.
All right, here's your $5.
Yeah. No, I told her I didn't have my wallet on me, which I did. And then next time, I'm basically just going to go until they're like, all right, you haven't had your wallet like 3 times. Yeah.
I don't even own a wallet. Like, I don't even.
Yeah. But it's just funny because you know what they're doing. I mean, they know that you go there. You don't have to swipe a thing that says that you're in the system. It was all bullshit.
Yeah, what does it matter?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But it is what it is. It is a local business. I don't know if they have any other places. I've heard of other Gravities, but different brands and shit.
Gravity.
Yeah, dude, Planet Fitness, fuck that place.
I saw that a lot of people were going to Define Fitness too. Like a lot of my buddies that went to Gravity moved. But are you still going to Gravity?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I go in the
when's last time
mornings.
Well, I usually go around like 12 or so, but I'm gonna start going around like 6. at
Yeah,
night.
I go from it's like I get there like probably like 10:30, and then I'm there for like an hour.
Yeah, I went yesterday. I'm going pretty hard because I eat like shit. I just like food,
Food's good.
Dude, food's
It is what
good.
It is.
You gotta live, so might as well eat some food.
So what else you boys got?
I hate life.
Dude, I have 114 mods installed on Fallout 4 right now.
114 mods.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's a lot.
Last time you talked to me, it was 100.
Yeah.
Wasn't one of you guys telling me about like all the crazy mods in Skyrim and it made Skyrim look like a brand new game?
Yeah, I've since moved
That was
past that. I'll probably come back to it eventually. But I set it up so like I originally had like the Empire of Star Wars as the Institute, so it totally like replaced all of the synths and all that shit with like a whole hierarchy.
That's fucking awesome.
And then Father, who's Sean, is Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Is pretty funny. But then I just ended up changing it and got like a bunch of retextures for everything. Like modern weapons, like M4s now and shit. There's no, how like the pipe pistols look like wood? They're made of wood. So I got rid of all that shit. So
Yeah, he added a bunch of realistic guns like to the game, like M4s, fucking.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and the textures
Tommy
are sick
guns.
too, like because I think traditionally they're about like 2048 is the number for the textures, but I got a bunch of 4K and even 8K textures for guns, so it looks
fucking
Yeah, it
phenomenal.
looks awesome, like AKs, bazookas, like the modern looking bazookas, and
Yeah,
all
when
kinds of like Glocks and M9s.
When I saw him stream it, I was like, okay, like, and like he was loading up the game, and I was like, okay, like the AK or whatever is probably gonna look like, I don't know, probably like pretty static or whatever. Like it's not gonna have like any motion to it. But no, it's like a real gun in the game. Like it looks exactly like it belongs in the game, and it's like
sick.
that's crazy how mods have come really far.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah, well, it's because the game companies like Bethesda has explicitly said that they're allowing people to have access to certain assets in the game. So like they can alter the animation. That's how the AK gets a reload animation, and every animation that comes with it, even sprinting and first person, third person, all those things are added, and you kind of have a decision between like level injections, which changes.
Ola.
who like NPCs having the weapon in the game. So like a gunner is a faction in the game. You can change the weapons that they have. So like if they have ARs, you can assign what the AR texture is to a certain mod, and it'll replace it. All it is at the end of the day is files, you know, and you're just replacing them to be run in the script. And then you got to pay attention to load order, all that shit, because things get overwritten because you're replacing the same files, and people are stupid and they do that a lot. They're like, I want it all, but it's like, it's the same thing. It's going to replace the same thing. But it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I remember the only mod that I ever installed on Skyrim was the Thomas the Train Dragon mod.
Yes, that was the classic
And
one.
that was fucking awesome.
What the hell?
That was a good one.
Hundreds of mods, and I've never heard of that mod.
You never heard the Thomas the Train?
Yeah, all the dragon.
Oh, dude,
the
it's
one
so
where
great.
the Randy Savage one, where they spit fire and they go, "Oh yeah!" every time they fire. It came with it though. I bought one of the Skyrims and it had the mods with it. Like you went to a screen, it was just mods. You just turn on, yeah.
Yeah, like the special edition.
Yeah.
They have like a whole store for it.
It's fucking sick.
And then they have a marketplace for you if you want to pay money.
Oh god, I bought in that game like 6 times. It came out like fucking almost 10 years ago.
It's a great game.
It's fucking
Game of the year.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like there's still people finding new shit in Skyrim. Like there'll be like a dialogue pathway that will like get a mission that someone never found. It would just be like a side mission or whatever, but it's like there's still there's still stuff that people haven't explored, you know?
It's a giant game. I never even beat the game. I just explored. I went to caves and bandit camps and like that's all I did. I never did the Dragon Board and main quest. I never even played ESO. I never even attempted that.
That game was a lot of fun, but it was definitely a money grab. You know, there was a lot of instances where to put yourself in a better position, you would pay some type of money.
No, that sucks.
Yeah, and it's like if you were a Plus member paying $10 a month, or I think it went up to $15 a month. You know, it's a Netflix membership.
Yeah, literally.
And you would get like additional XP, additional gold, additional everything. And then there's a store in the game, which, you know, is you use real money to buy it, the crown store, and they give you crowns each month too. So it's basically like an incentive for you to keep buying shit in their store. And then, you know, it's just a slippery slope. I'm looking at videos of people doing builds and they got everything, and you're like, wow, this guy's put hundreds of dollars into this video game.
It's like mobile gaming. It's like on your phone.
Oh.
Nah, dude, you gotta just one more dollar. You can.
Dude, my cousin, he went real hard on Candy Crush one day. Like he spent like, I think it was like he's autistic, so he spent like, I think it was like $600 or $700 on his mom's debit card.
Oh my god.
And one day on Candy Crush, and he thought he found a way for the game to just give him free stuff by just spamming like a certain like button, like the buy button.
Of course.
And like, dude, he had no idea. He had no idea what he was doing.
$600.
Yeah. I mean,
Candy Crush. I never even played that.
He got really far though.
Look how far I am. Jesus Christ, how much money did you spend?
But was it worth the price? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Because it wasn't my money.
Yeah, literally.
So it was.
You still playing Destiny?
No, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Destiny 1 was like one of the funnest games I've ever played, and I had 67 days on that video game.
My god.
Which is a stupid amount of hours. Whatever 67 times 24 is.
That's a lot.
That's a big number.
That's over 1,200 hours. Anyway, I was a loser. Destiny 2, they made it free to play. You know, it became a free to play MMO that also had.
They
PC.
charged money for it at first.
Yeah.
And then they made it free to play.
And it was $60.
That's a punch to the people. That's a stab in the back to the people who bought it.
But then you still gotta buy the expansions though.
Exactly, totally separate.
Because it came out $60, right?
Yep, and I paid the 60 for it too. And then other people, it became free to play, and it was almost like it was the new Warframe. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Warframe's good though. Like that's like the best free game like you could ever like get. I don't know any free game that's like even close to Warframe.
I liked Path of Exiles, kind of like Diablo 3. And then what else did they have that was free to play? I remember I played Neverwinter. I played Terra, a bunch of MMOs. Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Yeah.
That's a MMO too, free to play, but also a money grab.
Is it? I have it pre-installed, but I've never like gotten into it.
It was fun at first, but then you realize that getting anything that looks cool is a cosmetic, and you have to buy it. And it also implemented that this sort of thing was kind of similar to Black Desert Online, where your armor expires. You have it for 7 days, and it goes away, and you need another one, which is stupid.
Oh, and then you just gotta pay real money.
I hate it.
That's
It should be
horrible.
like once you earn something, you keep it until you want to scrap it or
That's
sell it.
how it works. Yeah. Like, wait, but I earned this. It's mine now. It's a fucking video game. What am I? It was more the grind. I love Destiny 2, but after a while, it's just like, all right, enough of the grinding. How many times am I going to do this fucking strike mission? Or it's like, enough.
You know what
bro.
was so funny that you say that, because I loved the strike playlist for the strike exclusives. Like, I forget the name of the strike, but it's one where it was a hive boss, and he was massive. And you get a certain strike exclusive, and it was the helmet, and it looks exactly like his
That's fucking sick.
head.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So you can farm the strike until you get the exclusive. And on top of doing that, I remember I got all the exclusives. I emptied my inventory fully, and then I would get all of my slots, which I think was 3x3, so it was 9 for all of your like boots, chest, everything. You had 9 slots for loot, and I would empty it all, and then I would get out all legendaries, and I wouldn't pick up blues. I'd let just those go to my postmaster, and then I'd pick up all the legendaries and have my whole thing get full before I stopped playing. Dude, it was absolutely
That's fucking Jesus.
It was next level like loser, but it was fun because like all my buddies were doing the same thing, and then we just switched between that and Black Ops 2. I remember. Dude, those were the days.
Zombies is fucking great.
Yeah,
I heard zombies is crazy now. I never really got that into COD, or Black Ops or anything, but I heard the new zombies is insane.
Yeah, now they're doing maps alongside. They have like Outbreak, which is basically Warzone, but then there's an objective to it, and then you can evacuate, or what's it called? Yeah, evac. But it was a pretty cool concept, but I only played it a few times, and then I got sick of it. You know.
Yeah, fuck that.
I liked the Rick Toffin. I forget the name of the story. There's a name to refer to the story, but like the Samantha story, you know, with the teddy bear, and then it's Rick Toffin, Takio, Nikolai, and Tank
Dempsey.
Yeah, Tank Dempsey, Nikolai Belinsky, Takio something. It starts with an M. I fucking forget it. And then it was Edward Richtofen. Yeah,
Dude,
I
yeah,
remember.
the Easter eggs are great. Like, I love those.
Yeah, I remember playing Der Riese on World at War. That game was so, like, the whole engine was entirely faulty, where, like, you'd be running, and the way that the zombies would hit you, in Cold War now, the new zombies, there's, like, no adhesive when a zombie hits you. It just slides off, and you don't end up getting hit. But in World at War, they would suck you in, where you literally retract backwards and regress, and they would hit you once, and then it turns into an animation where they do a double hit, and if you're hit twice in the original one, you died.
Yeah,
so
you went
it's
down,
like,
yeah.
oh Jesus.
Unless you had Juggernaut.
Yeah, it was way harder.
That's
on
the first thing you buy is Juggernaut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yup, that was the engine on World at War. Now it's like so much easier. I feel like you can go forever, as long as you have the right stuff.
I love shooting zombies.
Zombies
Back
is
for
great.
Blood. We've talked about that a few times, but I can't wait for that to come out. It's like a month away.
That looks like it's gonna be really good. I'm gonna fucking pick up New World, and we'll do
That's
that
gonna
up.
be a lot of fun, man. I can't wait to see how that goes.
Yeah, because how many friends can you play with at once? Is it like
I think
4?
I don't remember, because I know that there's some type of like group thing that you can do in terms of a raid or something. So obviously at that point you'll have more. But in your party, just free roaming, I think it might be like 3 or 4. Yeah.
Tight.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ola, why are you gonna do this? One day, she'll be on the podcast.
Come here. She's already got on a thumbnail.
Yeah, I put her on the last thumbnail, so that was with her little Hannaford hat on, because if I gotta be miserable, so does she, so.
I saw that, dude. I was like, who is that? And he goes, that's Lola.
That's Lola. Beautiful girl.
Fucking Wolverine talons.
Oh.
Yes.
Dude, so how long you plan to stay at Hannaford's?
Actually trying to get a lineman apprenticeship for electric grid. I've been applying for that for a while, because my uncle's he's been there for like 30-something years. And that's what he did, like line work. So he's trying to get me in there too, but they don't come around that, so I'm kind of just waiting now for another one to open up.
So like as an electrician.
Like a lineman apprentice, I'd be like fucking with power lines and shit like that. Yeah. Like when power goes out, restoring power, doing all that shit.
I think they make a shitload of money.
Well, the apprenticeship was like $28 on to start.
Jesus.
So I was like, sign me the fuck up, bro.
Yeah. No, I've heard one of my brothers is a plumber and the other one does HVAC, and they always complain about fucking those guys out there working on the power lines. And they're like, that guy's making $50 an hour right now.
That's gonna be me.
That's gonna be
that's
you,
gonna
bro.
be me.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fucking mint.
I don't plan on giving it 2 weeks or anything to Hannaford. I'm just gonna stop showing up.
You should do the same thing I did.
Which is gonna be pretty epic because I've been there for 11 years. I've kind of established myself here.
Yeah.
If I just stop showing up, they'd probably think something happened. They'd probably be worried.
They're like, "Are you okay?"
Dude, Jeff's gonna come by here if you stop showing up.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You know what? We should all be here when that happens. As soon as you quit, we're just gonna have some type of like reunion, right?
Oh, everybody.
And we're gonna assume that he'll show up, which he probably won't, you know. But he's a little hot-headed, so that might happen. And then we'd all just greet him, and he'd be like, oh, "You know what? Fuck you guys."
You'd be like, "All right, fuck it."
Yeah, he'd probably be like, "You got any beer?"
Yeah, he would. He'd probably just be like, "Give me a fucking beer. You guys suck."
So it's still only you and him in the department, huh?
Me, him, and Craig.
Oh yeah, Craig too.
Can't forget.
I always forget about Craig.
How do you forget Craig? What? 2.24 pounds? Craig, they asked for 2 pounds. Why do you ask?
0.24.
Yeah, dude. Like
He
one
gets
time,
mad specific.
like I've heard numerous times, it'll be like 2.05, and like 2.05. Is that okay? It's like, no, I want the 0.5.
Yeah,
It's like, oh my god.
0.05. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Who cares?
Yeah, he does that shit all the time.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
He's fucking nuts.
A little over, that okay?
Little over. 17.
Best part
It's
is when
old
he
enough.
flirts with old ladies.
I can't tell you how many times that somebody came up to me and asked if we had any shaved steak left. And I told them no because I didn't want to go through the action of going to get it. Because it was in the freezer. And the freezer is a solid walk. About the length of a football field.
Yep.
And if I do that, it takes time out of my day. And I'm a selfish person.
I've never done that.
Yeah.
Plenty of times.
Nick's never done that. He does everything according
I
to
do
protocol.
everything. Yeah, fuck that. They can listen to this and fire me. I don't give a shit. Who's gonna listen to it? I'm gonna tell Randy. Hey, Randy, check out my podcast.
That was my first job where I worked like a lot of hours. During when the pandemic hit, they had Tyler and us like trading off every day.
Yeah. Yeah, we were.
That was a shit show.
Yeah,
We're going
I got
so
sick
hard.
of it real quick.
Yeah.
Marcus was always nice, but it was weird because you felt like even if he was mad, he would still have that smile on his face, like there's no issue.
Yeah, he'd be like a serial killer.
Yeah.
He's like that manager from SpongeBob that like was like in charge of Mr. Krabs. Do you remember that fish?
No.
No. He was this fucking. He was like this fucking manager fish, and like he was corporate, but he was like a corporate fish, right? So he was just all like white collar and like super proper. And you remember when SpongeBob was round and he had no edges? He was exactly like that, but like corporate, like always a smile on his face, but like had like sadistic shit going on in the background, but like always service with a smile.
That's Marcus.
Yeah.
That's why he always tell you he loved you and stuff, and you're like, dude, I don't really know you. You kind of just tell me you love me a lot.
That's so
like,
funny.
Yeah, he'll be like, you're hired. I love you.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, I don't even really say that to my parents. Like, can you not say it to me? This is fucking weird.
And the way that he'd say bye, where he'd be like, "Bye, Luke."
Bye.
And he'd do that weird wave.
And then one day I found out I'm older than him. And I'm like, how the fuck am I older than him? I'm like,
That's crazy. I couldn't believe it. Took me a minute to
Like, there's no way.
process.
There's no way. There's no fucking way.
I remember him and Craig were talking about a show one time, and this is how I found out how old he was. They were talking about this show, and I was like, I'm too young for that. And he goes, I'm only like 4 years older than you. I was like, what?
Holy shit.
He goes, yeah, dude, that show was around when we were little. I was like, we?
What do you mean we?
Wow.
What do you mean we?
The fuck do you mean we? You
you're-
Benjamin Button, you fucking aging backwards? What are you?
How old am I?
What the fuck? What year is this?
No, he's a cool cat.
No, he's a good dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you say you saw him somewhere?
I saw him at Home Depot. Yeah, in his,
Saw him at
in
the
his
Depot.
plumber onesie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, thriving,
I
huh?
hope you
Yeah.
had nothing on under it. Just
Free balling.
just fucking.
No, we talked about how we both quit Hannaford and high-fived, and it was good.
Nice. Did he like hold your hand there? Like he locked your
Yeah.
finger when you high fived you? Like,
I'm just trying to pull
can
away.
you let go? Tyler, I love you.
Yeah, I always meant it.
I'm sorry.
That was funny.
Fuck.
Good old
AIDS.
Marcus.
So yeah, dude, freaking tomorrow's Sunday, and everybody knows that Sunday Fun Day is a day to just chill.
Yes.
Right? I'm sure. Will you be working?
I will be there at 4 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So he's a warrior,
Yes.
and I will be at the library till midnight,
That sounds terrible.
just sitting there doing work. You know?
Tell
trying,
the
to trying to pick up those librarians, huh?
Yeah, telling them to shut up.
No, they're all incredibly ugly.
Even the
I mean, you
dudes.
did go straight for Peg, though, so.
Peg was a good person. It kind of pissed me off when she would ask me to go back and clean more shit, even though it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. What does it matter?
Yeah, I was like, well,
She would expect the department to look like her kitchen. Like, with, like, cleanliness, and it's like, oh, God.
her
It's like
kitchen
it's
probably
not
looks
gonna
like
happen.
shit.
Right.
Oh, I have no idea.
She's gonna come to me next time I'm closed and be like, "My kitchen looks like shit, huh?" And I'll be like, "What?
Oh my god.
What?
I love you, Peg.
I didn't. We were just joking. Just jokes. Don't worry." Rogan. Rogan.
I can't wait, dude. It's going to be a good
I
day.
can't believe that it's less than 2 weeks. When is it again? October 8th? 18th?
It's yes.
October
8th.
8th. Holy shit.
The 8th at 8 o'clock.
Where is it at again?
The garden.
We're taking the train in.
We're going to the garden.
Oh my god. So
Okay.
what's the process like for the train?
So we go to the bus station where the train is, and we're going to be there to take the last train. We got to look up the times for that.
For what? To get there?
With the last train of the night to go, because like I don't know like the hours for like when the train comes. Is it like every hour a
Yeah,
train
it's about
comes?
every hour. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll go.
The last one's like 11 or somewhere around then, like at night.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's true too. Because I remember like when I would go to Celtics games and then we
Yeah,
get over
yeah.
at 11. That's like the last train going.
And we're
back.
the last stop,
Yeah.
so you can get hammered and then fall asleep, because I've done that a bunch of times for the Celtics. Because it doesn't matter, because you're the last stop, so people just wake you up and they're like, "Last stop," and you're like, "Good, because I live here, so thanks."
That's a
Thanks,
great
guys.
system you
You
got
just be
there.
a degenerate and fall asleep.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
I'm now somebody else's problem. Somebody has to come wake me up now, so they can go home.
That's a genius idea.
Last stop. Get the drunk people
Get
off.
them off. And you feel better because you just slept for like 40 minutes of the train ride. You're like, "Oh, all right."
Dude, this will be the first, like, obviously it's not a concert, but literally the first event that I've ever gone to
Yeah.
that's costed that much money. How much was it? Like 2 something?
Altogether, it was like 120 something each, or whatever.
Oh, 120 something.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad.
No,
but
'cause
like
we could resell them right now for like fucking $3,000. So
yeah, the tickets
know.
the tickets are insane right now. Because we bought him before he did his.
we did it last year. Then it got canceled.
Yeah.
Well, rescheduled.
Yeah, we've had these tickets for what, a year?
Over. Yeah, I
and-
think I bought them like last April
yeah,
or something like that.
At least a year and a half.
We're in the 4th row too, so
I know, I was going to say,
we'll see his shiny fucking head.
his massive dome.
Joe, shine your head at me. Just throw your horse dewormer out here. I'll fucking.
Dude, it would have sucked if he got COVID the week of the
I know.
fucking... Dude, that would have been bad.
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, he just recovered from it, so hopefully the antibodies will, push
Yeah,
him
he's
through
good.
the next month.
Oh, he's a fucking stallion. He's good.
Yeah, he wakes up, pumps himself with all kinds of vitamins.
Oh yeah.
And that on-it shit. Alpha brain.
He's gonna be the first one to have fucking Neuralink for me. He's gonna have to put that brain chip
I
in
wonder
his
what
head.
they say on like his yearly checkup for his blood like samples. Like, what is in you?
They're like, you're alien.
It's like
It's like
plasma.
they take it
So
out and it's like green.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like, what the fuck
What
is
is
this,
this?
dude? I drink stem cells for breakfast. Like, all right, buddy. That's why you had to move to Texas to do all that fucking shit.
They're like, this is the healthiest subject we've ever come
Literally.
across in our studies.
Except for all the fucking weed smoking and boozing he's doing.
Yeah, the lungs aren't on the best,
Yep.
and the liver's taking a little hit.
A little
It's all
crispy.
good. Yeah.
We'll just
Little crispy.
A little crispy on the inside. But you'll be all right.
beautiful. Gonna be
Dude,
great.
this is sick. This is a pretty sick experience.
Yeah,
You know?
we'll definitely have you back because we don't know how many people are gonna want to come on. So
Yeah, man, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, we got a few people lined up, but we're happy to fucking finally having guests on, dude.
yeah,
It's great.
We've been talking about it for 16 episodes. So
Yeah, dude, first guest of the history.
First
in the
guest,
history.
too.
Yep. Okay, Luke Davey, Luke A. Davey to be specific.
Yes. You want to say your social too? Or you
My address is.
Yeah. That's what it's gonna be. You know, when you go to the movies and they show that stupid trivia and shit before the movie, that's what's gonna be. Who's the first guest on the Human Bacon podcast?
And everyone's like arguing over it. You can hear people snickering.
Yeah.
That's how it always goes. And then you can hear someone so confident and they get it wrong, and then you can hear the sadness too.
Yeah, you're like, ooh.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna go.
Can't wait.
Fuck yeah.
How
Doing
long
it up.
How long have we been going for?
Hour 24 right now.
Oh, nice.
Holy shit!
It's
How
not-
long do you guys usually go?
Usually
for?
about an hour.
Yeah.
Damn, so we're like 24 minutes over.
Yeah, bonus time for everybody. All the subscribers who pay to. Oh wait, wait.
Yes, well,
Wait,
you know,
never
my
mind.
time is very expensive, so they paid a lot of money to get me.
Yes, so we're actually gonna have to charge everybody now. Subscriber based.
If you clicked on the video, you're already gonna get sent a bill.
Yeah.
It goes to your IP. We know the address.
Yeah, if you got PayPal hooked up, you really shouldn't have clicked on this because
It's just what it
we're
is.
taking some money. It's gonna be like that $5 that Luke had to pay to get in the gym. You gotta you gotta pay $5 to listen to this.
Unbelievable. I am on strike. I am going to continue going on strike until they prompt me with the, all right, dude, enough's enough. And then I'll go for it.
Like,
But,
all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
Here's your $5
yeah, that's how it'll go.
and change.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Yep, I went in there today, and there was one of the girls that didn't even care, so. And those are the best kinds.
Yes.
The ones that don't care.
I don't give a
Yes.
fuck.
Fuck yes.
But what else is up? How are you guys doing? Dude,
Good,
I haven't
man.
seen Nick in a very long
I haven't seen since you
time.
left Hannaford, dude. So
Yeah, man.
I know you guys got to do some bromance stuff.
it's been a while.
Yeah, I gave him a hug too long.
You guys better be
'cause I
playing
liked
footsies
it.
under the table.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
and
that.
my shorts started to shrink. I wasn't sure why.
My bad.
Yeah, it was right. It felt right though. That's all that matters.
I just remember every time I went into Hannaford's, if the cutter was Nick, it's gonna be a good night, you know? It's gonna be a chill night. As
Yeah,
opposed
yeah.
to Jeff, it sucked. And then Craig was weird,
Oh yeah.
you know?
Craig
Six-
was just like, okay, I guess we're just not going to talk, and there's not going to be like anything happening
yeah,
at all.
exactly. And then Six would hit or whatever. He was like, see you later. And you're like,
Yeah.
bye.
Yes.
See you tomorrow. It's like, I'm not working tomorrow. See you
Yeah.
tomorrow.
It's literally like as long I've been in the meat department for like 5 to 6 years, and like we've had different cutters and managers. The only people I still talk to are the clerks, are the people I worked with. Like I'm still friends with most of the people I
Yeah.
close with. It is funny though anytime you see someone come in like, Nick, are you closing? And I'm like, yeah. And they're just like, fuck yeah.
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 You know it's gonna be chill.
Like, no, I'm leaving. Like, fuck, who is it, Craig? Yeah, fuck.
It's so much better when you have someone who's self-aware that it is just a grocery store.
Yeah, like,
So,
calm down, everybody.
It's not the end
Relax.
of
We're not curing diseases here.
the world.
It's
Meanwhile,
fucking-
Jeff's like, let's fucking go.
And you're like, all right, relax, guys. We're-
Yeah, he like, and it's crazy. Like, he wants to run it like it's like a team, like orchestrated,
yeah.
like event, whatever. But like, he can be like the biggest baby about shit.
He's a bad leader. That's why it's so bad. I mean, you have someone who wants to be a leader.
Like,
but
he
they don't have
stormed
the
out of the
qualities.
department because he couldn't drink a Red Bull in the department.
Yeah, when Lou told him that, he fucking flipped out.
Yeah.
He's a lot better now. I'll give him a lot of credit. I haven't seen him lose his shit in a long time. But yeah,
Yeah.
before it was like somebody would ring the buzzer and I'd be cutting on the bench. I'd be like, oh no, somebody just rang the buzzer.
Oh
Jeff's
my
gonna lose his
God.
shit. Like,
That's so aggravating.
Dude, you would have like the people, you'd have like old people who really don't understand, just like hold the button down, or maybe they do understand and they're just
shitty,
That's even worse.
they just think,
shitty
they're like,
old people.
I have no power in my life, but I have power here.
Oh.
Just hold the button down.
I don't know why anybody talks shit about younger people. The rudest people ever are the old people. All the
very
old
rude.
people are just terrible. Old white women are the worst people on the planet. They're
Dude.
just the most entitled, worst fucking people, especially in a grocery store.
They
It's
are.
like,
I find that it's the worse they are, the slower they walk, and it's because while they're walking so slowly, they're thinking of what they're gonna do because their life is so boring in that slow walk, right? So when they finally get to the counter after a couple of years, they have to make a scene, you know, to get any sort of intrigue in their life.
when they walk up holding the sale flyer, and you're like, oh no.
And I was
Oh,
like, and there's
no.
big red font at the bottom of said flyer, which says that it's not always going to be available.
Yes.
And they look at you with you got three heads, and it's like it says it at the bottom of the paper. Get the fuck out.
It says it right here. You could like point to it and they'll like look different directions like a chameleon just to
Yeah.
avoid what you're pointing at. And you're like, no, but see, it's not my fault.
The worst is when they say they want to speak to a manager, and then you just have Peg be like, "We don't have it."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Okay, that's bullshit."
literally.
But okay.
Hey, can you tell them what I just told them, please?
I always
That's
wanted to be
why
like, oh, I'm sorry, you work here. I forgot that
Yeah.
you work here. Oh.
But I will say, in terms of McDonald's, when you just don't want to grab, like at Hannaford's, when you just don't want to grab the shaved steak, you know what? That's okay. But at McDonald's, when they say that the ice cream machine is broken,
That's a big, yeah.
that's been said
Dude.
one too many times, and I gotta tell you right now that it's not always broken. They're just fucking lazy, and then they want fucking $15 an hour. It's like, dude, I have no problem with that.
yeah.
If you make the ice cream,
I want a
I want an
McFlurry.
Oreo McFlurry or M&M. Either or is fine. Make it happen.
Yeah, so there's a Burger King right next to my Home Depot, and like I went there like a week ago, and I was just like, all right, because they had like this Oreo McFlurry thing. I was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking order one. I was like, I want one. Fucking, I go there, and then they fucking, literally, I asked the dude, I'm like, all right, can I have an Oreo McFlurry? And then he goes, and then like I said like, what? It's not the McFlurry, it's like the Burger King version or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And he goes, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. Our ice cream's fucking broken. We don't know when it's gonna get fixed. And like, dude, he swore like he didn't give a fuck. Like he goes, it's fucking broken, and they ain't never gonna fix it. And I was just like, okay.
All right, guess I won't enjoy some delicious ice cream.
I was like,
but
that's gotta be 100% honesty from this guy.
You probably thought about that because I bet it wasn't broken.
I mean, you know how many times in seafood where like I'd be at the end of the night and someone would be like, can I get a lobster steamed? And I'd be like, I'm not dealing with that. And I'm like, nope, steamer's down. Can't do it. Steamer's down. I'm not fucking cleaning this thing.
Yeah, I've done that several times, but I wouldn't even make an excuse like the steamer's down. I would say we don't do that after 7 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Or it would be like
Yeah.
6:30, and I would still say no,
Just
and I
keep
just
pushing
change it to 6:30.
Just keep pushing it.
Some days it might be 6:15.
Yeah, but
And then-
you better show when somebody else is here if you want a lobster, because you ain't getting it from me.
I know. And when it got down to 6:15, yeah, I still went for it, and they'd be like, "Really? Why 6:15?" And I'm like, "I don't make the rules." And thank God they don't ask for a manager.
Yeah, most people when it's stuff like that, they're not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of times that I've had a rude customer be like, "Do you have any of this in the bag?" And the way they ask me, I don't like it, and I'll go in the back and stare at what they want and like be like, "This is what they want," and I'm not gonna give it to them because they were a cunt. And
done that.
that's not how life works. You don't just get to be a cunt and get whatever you want. So, nope. I'm sorry, we
That's
don't have
hilarious. You're doing God's work in that sense.
Someone's got to teach him. This entitled piece of shit his whole life. He just got whatever he wanted.
It's like you go to what they want and you like pet it and you're like, you're gonna stay right here.
Oh, yeah.
The worst is when they're on the phone and they're rude to you, you know? It's like, brother, can you put them on mute or something? Have a separate conversation?
Fucking Instacart people are the worst. They just walk up and just shove their phone in your face. They're just like, hey, do you got any of this? Do you got any of this? I'm like, oh my God. I fucking hate you so much. Drive an Uber. Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, I know. That whole service is funny. Hannaford's crack at being more modern. At the end of the day, it is a grocery store.
It's a grocery store.
But a bunch of grocery stores are doing that delivery service thing anyway. So
We're going to be like Amazon soon. Those Amazon grocery stores where, I mean, you talked about this last time. There's no
Yeah.
people who work there. Anything you get just goes to your Amazon account, and they just charge that.
They use facial recognition
Yeah,
to
there's
charge
no
your
fucking
account.
wow.
cashiers or anything.
Yeah, you just take what you want off the shelves and leave.
Though when they first
it.
put those self-checkouts at work, I was like, oh man, I kind of feel bad. I'm like, people are kind of losing jobs at these self-checkouts. I don't go to people now. I just go to the self-checkouts every day now
I
because
love
they're
the
so easy to
self-checkout.
use. I'm like, this is actually fucking awesome. Fuck all you guys up here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's an incredible invention.
You're bagging groceries. You'll be all right. Don't worry. Yeah,
I always use a self-checkout, dude. You don't want to deal with the fucking
No,
person.
no.
And then when they're slow, they always hate the job because it's a minimum wage cashier
Yeah.
job. So they hate themselves and they don't like the job. They don't want to be there.
But the machine's always happy. It's like,
The
welcome to Hannaford.
Exactly. It sounds the same every time. It seems to always be in the same mood. I don't know why, but
We tried to make an employee of the month once. We all voted to try to save for the self-checkout. That didn't. They didn't think that was as funny as we did. But take a picture of it and put it on the fucking wall. How
probably-
great would that be?
It's the employee that brings them the most money, right?
Oh yeah, it's the most efficient ones they have in
Isn't
the whole
it being,
store.
Isn't it being like machine
brakes.
cyst to say no.
Yes.
To say no, like
What did
come
you
on.
say? Machine assist?
Machine cyst, like racist, sexist, machine cyst. Like
You're racist
Come
against
on.
machines.
Dude, mark my words, that's gonna
Cyborgist.
become a thing where like I'm drawing so many comparisons with Fallout 4, but there will come a time where they have some type of sentient machine made, and then I'm telling you, the same people that support PETA are gonna be the same people that are saying that that machine deserves rights,
Yes.
and there's gonna be a whole political war between people who, you know, think that robots should have rights, and then people who think that they're, you know, just
You're gonna walk around like us every day. Yeah. Or it's
Yeah.
like a car.
it's gonna be
a
just
car
like
doesn't-
that Will Smith movie, iRobot.
iRobot, yes.
That's literally what's gonna happen.
when Elon Musk talks about AI, it's not the way he says what he says about AI. It's the way it's his facial expression, right? Because literally you see
yeah.
he's terrified when he's like talking about AI. He's like, we don't know what we're doing. He's like, this isn't gonna end good.
Just a bunch of monkeys who are gonna turn on the supercomputer. How do you think this will go? Uh-oh. Watching nukes. It's gonna be like Terminator, dude.
The thing about Elon is he doesn't seem that mature. He seems to, like, obviously he's very intelligent, but he seems to have a sort of like childlike aspect about him.
Yeah, that's why he does 600 things at once.
Exactly,
I
like
want to go to space. I want to make a car. I want to. And you're like, all right, all right.
Yeah, relax.
I'm like, dude,
I
where's the
know.
Ritalin?
Like, even the Boring Company, where it's just solely it's solely made for him to build shit that he can do off on the side for fun, like that flamethrower.
Yeah, build a fucking flamethrower.
Where it's like not really a flamethrower because it's just a flame with air, but he's
Yep.
like, it's not really a flamethrower, but you know, it's a flamethrower.
It's a flamethrower.
Yeah.
You can burn down a house with this very easily.
Yeah, but I'd rather it be someone who's like childish than someone who's, like I said, Bezos, Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
sort of
you don't want the
villain.
super villain guy coming in.
Yeah, where you need like a Batman to take care of the situation.
He's gonna have a giant like Transformers thing that he's gonna build. Start taking over cities in it. We all paid for it. Well, I wanted my shit by tomorrow, so I have to give Jeff Bezos money.
Yeah, me and my friend, I know I mentioned this on the podcast before, but me and my friend, like, we sat down and, like, we calculated his net worth and, like, the price of property for, like, states. He could buy 2 states in America and, like, make it his own. Like,
His own.
he would just own all the property there, all the land, everything. Like, he could buy 2 states
It's
right
insane.
now.
It's like fucking Bill Gates owns like the most private land in America. Like he owns the most like farmland and stuff like that. Like Bill Gates, why? What is he doing? He's not not actually growing apples, right? Is that what he's?
What is he doing, dude? He's a pretty he's an oddball now.
Yeah, he's a weird dude.
Because he has so much money, and you know he split up with his wife, but they still, like, as business partners, have
Yeah.
big plans. And you're like, what are your plans?
He's been really rich for too long. I
Yeah.
feel like he just had so
know.
much money for so long that you're like, what are you doing, dude? Like,
I don't even know if we'll reach that point where we have like robots, you know, that actually
we'll
move
kill
around
each
and
other
shit.
before then. We'll
Yeah,
fucking-
I feel like there'll be something else that goes wrong. I don't think we'll get that far. We'll probably just trip and fall, you know. And
Yep.
how about this? Ready? I have an idea. Why, instead of us all going to Mars and colonizing, because that's the closest planet,
Yep.
it's quote habitable, so that's why Elon's got that idea. But the problem is resources. So why wouldn't we get resources from other celestial objects, like said, not Mars? I mean, Mars is barren land.
Yeah.
I know there's a little bit of water or whatever, but it's like nothing. So I guess it would have to be from other places. But why not try that instead?
Like
I remember,
asteroids and comets and things that like
Yeah.
made out of precious metals that you could.
Dude,
It's so
yeah,
funny because
like, apparently there's like an asteroid that's like, we know it's like made out of diamonds, right? And it's like this
Yeah.
megalithic like dinosaur killing asteroid, just giant asteroid. We know it's like practically a pure diamond asteroid.
Yeah.
But and like if you could get that, you'd be richer than Jeff Bezos. You'd be
Yeah.
richer than anybody.
Star Trek gravity ray and just like pull it in. Fucking,
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that it would be, rather than going out there and moving, why wouldn't you go out there and like receive, I don't
Yeah.
know, and then build off of this own planet. I know that, I don't know, I'm talking out of my ass. I remember I heard Ashton Kutcher, you know that fucking guy? He came from
yeah.
and the 2.5 Men and shit. So, and he's on The Ranch now on Netflix. I remember he was talking about it, and he said the same thing, or something similar. He was like, instead of, why do we have to go there? why not stay here and get
shit. Yeah. Fly out there, grab it, and come back.
That guy's an actor, you know. He doesn't really know much about anything, and so I don't either. But
I mean, I think, like we were saying last time, Elon's going to go to Mars and just be like, haha, I'm staying here now. Like, he'll figure it out somehow and be like, you guys figured out how to get over here. I figured it out. And we're going to be like, wait, dude, no. What?
I know, but that's the thing. Like, if you go to Mars, there's no resources there.
Yeah, you're dead.
When you see, like, red, when you think of Mars, that's literally what it is. It's just dust.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
And there's nothing there. There's no, like, resources except a tiny, microscopic amount of water that I think was found years and years ago.
Well, I think there's some at the north and south caps, right?
Yeah, and in comparison to other objects, it's like nothing. So
it's like a third of the size of the Earth in the first place. So how much?
Yeah, well, if we went there, wait, Mars is smaller than Earth?
Yeah, much smaller, 1/3 the size.
Oh yeah, damn, I didn't even know that. But if we went there, we have to bring shit with us.
Lots of shit.
Rather than going and just taking and then leaving. And like you said, with frickin', it's not like asteroids are solely made of some type of rock or some type of sediment. They're also minerals, so I mean, which are important, and they're the cause of a lot of fuels that we have. So it's not like the worst idea in the world, but it seems like colonizing is a much there's a lot more to it than just saying it.
Yeah,
you go there, it's not sustainable. Like, there's nothing you can do.
You're not crossing the ocean, and you're like, well, this land is just like the land I came from. I'll just figure out how to live here.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, there's no oxygen here.
Yeah,
I
that'll be
can't
crazy.
even breathe.
That would be fucking crazy.
Space,
the final frontier.
That's why nothing lives over there. Because there's no fucking
there's
sustainable
nothing,
environment.
there's nothing to get there.
They said there might be at one time there might have been life on Mars, but it's completely dead now because its atmosphere got stripped by the sun or whatever.
Yeah, and whatever it was, it's like biochemistry was probably acclimated to the planet, just like ours is,
Yeah.
It's different gravity, it's different everything. Like, I know on Earth, we're always used to it. Our organs, everything is getting pulled at the numbers like 9.81 meters a second squared.
Yep.
And you go on to the moon, it's 1/6. So that not only is that different, but then everything's different. Like air pressure, density, everything's totally different. And so anything that lives on that planet has to evolve and become accustomed to that environment. So if we go to Mars, there's going to have to be so many technological shit we have to do to get used to it.
Yeah, it's like Mars is like what, 1/4 the gravity?
I don't know, actually. I don't know. I think it is lighter. I don't think it's heavier.
No, yeah, it's certainly lighter.
But I don't know by how much. I know that the distance from the Earth to the Sun is 93 million miles. That's all I know.
I know that. I know it takes like 7 minutes for light to reach the Earth from the Sun.
Let's just keep saying shit, and then people will think that we're smart.
And we're like, wow, these guys know what they're talking about. They know a lot about space.
Yeah.
Yes, quasars. We're just.
Dude, it was so funny because my freshman year of college, I had a physics class that was called Exploring the Universe, and it was a terrible lab. But point is, you had to do projects that you put the heading at the very top, and the title that I put once by accident, I put astrology instead of astronomy.
Oh, no.
And the TAs, the teacher's assistants, are the ones that correct it. And this guy he was wicked bald and young, he looked like Lex Luthor more than anyone. He probably was just upset because he looks like a penis. And he said, never put astrology on any astronomy paper again. Like, he actually made me seem stupid because he said, astrology is when you look up at the stars and wonder, why doesn't she love me? And then it said, astronomy is when you look up at the stars in wonder and, viewing trajectory and angles and all this shit. And then he, said, don't title this ever again like that. And I was like, brother, it was an accident.
Yeah.
I was probably thinking of zodiac signs and wrote astrology like a jackass.
Like, that was kind of personal, though.
Yeah,
she doesn't love me. Like, are you going through something right now?
I was like, damn,
do you
bro.
need a hug, guy?
He was probably crying while he wrote it.
He's like, that means she loves me. And you're like, dude, all right. It's all right. I'm sorry.
He was probably an astrology major, and then his girlfriend broke his heart, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
He couldn't find it.
He won't have it anymore. Not in his class.
His horoscope said he was a faggot, so it didn't.
Dude, I just realized that I've been so far away from the microphone in comparison to you guys.
I kind of just adjusted.
You were leaning back a little bit, but you're good.
They pick up everything. You can hear the dog drinking water.
I come in and out,
You don't know where he's coming from.
All good.
She's chilling now.
Yep, that CBD's finally kicking in.
Oh, that's incredible.
She's like,
CBD treats.
For
That's
dogs.
amazing.
They make them for dogs. Why
Where do you
not?
get those?
It was online.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's the name of the ice cream you got her? What was it?
Wow.
Frosty Paws.
Yeah, but what's the flavor?
The flavor, it was apple and cheddar.
Apple and cheddar
Nice
ice cream?
apple and cheddar ice cream.
It's so fucking gross.
She probably fucking loved that, dude.
I've never seen anyone love anything as much as she loved that fucking ice cream. She was like a kid. It was all over her fucking like snout and everything. Just the ice cream like dripping off. She was trying to hold it like with. Well, she doesn't have thumbs, so she was like, "Fuck, how do I like pin this down?"
They'll be rich as fuck if they make a kitty litter flavor. Tell you that.
Oh my god, if it was cat shit flavored, Lola would be all over that, dude.
Yeah, when I had a dog, he would just tear apart the cat box any chance he got, and like, I couldn't tell you why, but like he was just the coolest dog. But when it came to cat shit, he
feigned it.
He had to
Dude.
consume it.
What if it is good? What if like you had it and you like you go crazy because it's like the best thing you've ever had in your life, and you're like, great, now I'm addicted to cat shit. Like this isn't something I need at this point in
It
my
has
life.
the most addictive chemical known to man. But we just had no idea.
Nick, you know what you got to do, bro? You got this laptop here, which you said is a GTX 980.
Yeah.
Dude, I have an extra monitor that I am willing to give you because of your, you're a nice guy. You're a good guy.
I try to be,
you know?
yes.
You're a friend. So it's like, I don't know, 27 inches or something, at least 24. And it's a BenQ. It's really good. It goes up to 90 hertz. I don't know if you guys know what that means. I don't know.
I know what it means.
Yeah, Ben.
So, freaking, you can hook this up to a monitor, and then you can set it up in the display settings so that when you have it shut, it'll still work on the monitor. And then I even have mouses and keyboards that I can set you up with, so that you can just have that plugged in through an HDMI, which I also have a shitload of. I have everything. I'm the man. And I could fucking hook you up with this shit just so that you can have like a setup going,
Yeah.
I don't know where you could set it up specifically, like on a desk or whatever you wanted to do. I don't have spare desks. But
I got one in my room, yeah.
because that graphics card is good enough for not only like games right now, but even games in the future. The 980 is really strong. How it goes in GPUs, not to go off on a tangent, but like a 980 versus a 1080, there's not much of a difference. But the difference between a 980 and a 2080 is a massive difference. So how it works with graphics cards is one generation apart is usually very similar, and you kind of want to skip getting that next card because it's not as powerful.
Yep.
And it's based off of a concept called Moore's Law, which is every 2 years, technology supposedly increases exponentially as opposed to gradually, which it's been true, but a lot of years we've missed it now recently because we're so fucking advanced already. So, what was I saying?
Graphic cards.
Yeah, so if you do the second generation and you wait after the first, it's way stronger. So the 980 is really strong at the moment, It's kind of like in a couple years it'll be on towards the lower end, but the 80 series as opposed to a 1070 or a 1080 or a 1060. Like I have a 1060, that 980 in a laptop as opposed to my desktop with a whole fan and way more space. Yours is literally stronger. So, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So, if you just had a monitor and a keyboard and mouse, you'd be all set to go. Because you probably have 2 USBs in that too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can get them going with a whole setup, bro. We'll get them in the server,
It's
and
fucking
then
fine with me, dude. I've been trying to game on that thing more too because it's so much faster. Anytime I've gamed on that compared to like my Xbox or something, I'm like, this is like a lot faster on this.
And I imagine sometimes you want it to be like more of a desktop situation, with a big screen, and then sometimes you want to just unplug that shit and go like play Civ or something on the couch. Yeah, so. Yeah, but we could do that. That would be dope.
Fuck yeah. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. All right, I think that's a good spot to end it today.
Yay. Yay for Nick.
Yay for
boys.
Nick.
Yeah, let's go. It was very fun.
Yes.
Fucking thank you for having me. That was awesome.
Yes, thanks for coming by, Luke.
Yeah, dude.
First guest.
For sure.
I'm glad it happened finally.
That was a blast. Awesome conversation.
Yeah,
Yep.
We all like the same shit anyway.
Straight up just winging it too. We have nothing pre-planned. There's
Yeah, we
no
just went for
planning.
it.
Me and Tyler just go, okay, we'll start talking.
Dude, I showed up and I was like, so what's the deal? What are you guys going to talk about? Do we have any topics? And like, no, I got to be honest, we just wing it. And I'm like, I love that idea.
Yeah,
Just go
makes
for
better
it.
too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But
Fuck
all right,
yeah.
everybody, take it easy.
Peace.
Peace.